Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me a lot, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the blue. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. Vibe with the blue. Vibe with the blue. Yeah. Vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, Dreamweaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 231 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth on the multiverse that you can also find on Amazon Music. You can find us on Apple. You can find us on Spotify. Probably 2 or 3 other places. Maybe even 10. You never know. You should go check. But that said, also, if you do listen to us or you go look for us on those places, leave us a rating. Those ratings help us find more listeners like yourself. And also, while you're here, if you have not done so already, if you're not already one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, consider becoming one. You get to catch more awesome shows like this, as well as all the other stuff that you can find on this channel throughout the week. That said, man, now we got that out of the way. We got the admin out of the way. Carter, what's going on?
I want to get this out of the way now.
Because
I don't want to hear it for an entire year like you all have done for the past 2 years. No, I did not get a plate this year. No, none of you are going to give me a plate this year. No, I don't want to hear any goddamn jokes about how we need to get Carter a plate. I did not get it. I don't want it. Especially because a lot of y'all, I don't think y'all can cook like that. But no, I did not get a plate, so let's not do that. Let's not do that this year, okay? I did not get one, but it's okay. It's fine.
So, you know what? Actually, now that you say it, I just realized we do have something to discuss, because I want to put this out here because it happened last week. It's been a while, I think, since it has happened, and I want to make sure it never happens again. So this is, man, I feel bad because I'm about to go into serious mode, and
I know what this is.
So, man, man. Okay, so without going too deep into it,
as professional and nice as you can, because if you let me say it.
Oh, I already know what you're gonna say, and honestly, I'm not too far from saying it myself, but I tell you, here's what I'm gonna say. So last week we had something happen, and it's the first time in a while since it had happened. And what that was, and I know for a fact, both Carter and myself have said something about this. I want to make sure we shut it down now before it becomes a problem in perpetuity. Please, for the love of God, for the love of all that is holy, for the love of Odin's Fade, please, do not beg others in the chat. Not even to call out anyone specifically. I'm going to be kind and not call out anyone specifically, but do not beg for things in the chat. I'm not even talking about begging for me. I'm talking about begging other people in the chat with you right now. If you see someone gifting channel memberships, don't beg them for it. If you see people gifting or super chatting, don't beg them for money. Don't, if you find out that someone has been very kind to the channel, don't go beg that person for stuff. I'm almost certain at this point I don't even have to reference what this is even going on about, but I'll just say last week someone, and I'm just going to say someone, asked another person in the chat for something. And it was something that wasn't like oh, hey, can I ask you a question about this? Or, about something that they're talking about. Or, hey, can you tell me, inform me on something about this? No, it was someone literally asking another person, not necessarily for money, but basically for a job. I mean, and it would be cool if it came up organically, I think. I think if it was something that came up organically, it would have been fine. But it kind of came up in a very... I don't want to say scummy way, but in kind of a grimy way. Like came in a way that was not natural. So
bottom line,
go ahead, say it, Carter. Just say it, because I know you want to.
You saw somebody that supports us.
Yes.
You saw somebody that apparently got more money than you. You saw somebody that was able to secure their bag in a way that you are not able to. Sounds like a personal problem to me.
Look, I'm not gonna lie.
There is nothing. We are all grown ass men and women who watch us every goddamn Saturday. We can get our asses up and go do some. Stop begging, you bitch made punks. Stop begging.
Goddamn. I won't go say it like that.
Stop looking for a motherfucking handout. Money. You like that? You like them ashy motherfuckers off the Proud Family with your hand out, and at least they beating motherfuckers up for it.
Not the Gross Sisters. Goddamn.
Like, dog, at least they trying to hustle some kind of way. You just are here with your fucking hand out. Stop begging. Period. I thought that was somebody hitting me up on Discord. That was your announcement in the chat.
Yeah, sorry. I was late.
Begging. Oh my God, stop begging. Especially if you in here every Saturday.
You know what time it is.
Putting a super chat in real quick to ask us some goofy ass question that we have answered several times. If you can do that, you can get your ass up and try to go secure a bag in your own way. Everybody can get out and go get some money. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Unless there is something actually wrong.
Yes.
To where you are not able to. That I completely get. But if you one of these motherfuckers that just see somebody else out here just giving somebody else something out of the kindness of their heart, and then the first thing you want to do is gross sisters.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, dog. Get your punk ass up. You people make me sick off this shit, dog.
I'm sorry, I gotta interject here. Christopher Zeta said Wendy's is hiring. But wait a minute, which Wendy's though? Is it Wendy's with the yellow cups? Is it Wendy's with the yellow cups and the yellow and the yellow the little fry containers? Because that's the Wendy's I remember.
T1000, thank you for giving me the name of this episode on Spotify. He said some folks are always on peasant time. Peasant time will be the name
yes
of this Blerd Cave on Spotify. Some of y'all are really, really, really on some peasant time. The Elite X1 just said, so is UPS is hiring. And I know that for a fact because one of my boys just got on over there for the seasonal position. So get your ass up, dog. Stop begging.
Hey, don't be mad, man. UPS is hiring. But don't go be a cop. Don't go be a cop because not a good look right now. You know what, Carter? Man, let me ask you a question. Because I don't even want to talk about this shit no more. Carter,
Ezra Parks, it was real quick. Ezra Parks, it was not you. We're talking about somebody else. We're not, and I don't want this to become a thing. Oh, she's talking about me. He's talking about me. He's talking about me. Just let's knock that out now. It was not, just in general. Like it was not you, so you in the clear. But god damn, just like, bro, get your ass up. Wash your ass. Put some deodorant on. Get on Indeed. Update that resume.
Indeed. Oh my god! I didn't know people still used Indeed. Like that's a okay.
Yeah.
My man. Yeah. So with that.
FYI, Mr. Blerd, without not to cut you off, but no, I know exactly what it was.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's been in my head all week.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so you know what? Let's get into our let's get to our normal shenanigans here because I want to ask you, Carter, like What's been going on with you, pimp, since last we spoke? I know you didn't want me to ask about the plate, but I do want to ask, did you at least have any good times, any fun times?
Man, I know you didn't want me to ask about the plate, but I'm going to reference the plate. And then we got a super chat from Chi-Town Dan for the 10 saying, good afternoon, Blerd Cole, and welcome to the 3rd annual Get Carter a Plate. You people make me sick.
Look, man, you knew what this was. You knew what this was.
That sounds horrible, but I also want to give a shout out to Go Country's baby father. He gave a 10 this morning saying, hey, Cave, how's it been going? It's been a nasty month. One of his cousins passed, and the funeral was before Thanksgiving, and everything was going fine until a fight broke out. Embarrassing as hell. I'm just glad this week is over. I am sorry for your cousin, Go Country's baby father, and I'm sorry for the I just got to call it what it is. The niggatry of people fighting at a fucking funeral. I'm sorry that you had to be a witness to that. I'm sorry that everybody at this funeral had to be a witness to that, because sometimes you just can't take people nowhere. So
it's one of those
all the blessings, bro. All the blessings, man.
Yeah. That one's rough. It's funny. Well, not funny, but it's very synchronous, because I was talking to Robo and Cypher over the holiday in passing, and we were talking about stuff that we dealt with at our respective Thanksgiving Day get-togethers. And the thing that ultimately wound up being the funny part of it was nothing either one of us dealt with. We saw something on Twitter with someone that had spilled some tea about their Thanksgiving, and it was the most ghetto, most baby mama, baby daddy drama shit I've ever laid eyes on in my life. And I was just like, man, I always want my family get-togethers to be just a little messy. And I say this because, like, a lot of the time, it is with my in-laws that we usually spend a lot of holidays with, largely because my family is all over the place. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's not so much that it's difficult, it's awkward. It's awkward to be around them. But I want to get his vibes up. And one way I'm gonna do it is by throwing shade at Chris Debo, who is in the chat right now, saying, if a grandma can do OnlyFans, you can too, with the devil emoji. Motherfucker, who grandmama are you subscribing to on OnlyFans? You just flat out blatantly just told on your damn self, you freaking fool. Wait a minute.
Ooh, you the freak out here.
You know what it reminds? So not to drag it back, but it reminds me of yet another conversation Robo and Cypher and I had. We were talking about how, like, when you like going in on somebody, like the whole crowd is going in on one person, and then one person chime in and say some shit, and take the attention completely off the motherfucker that was getting roasted in the first place. And you'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. What you say? And then everybody just started going. And I was like, no, not like this. Not like this.
But I mean, he does have a fair point. It's very easy for y'all to get y'all ass up and do something. If you want to beg, come to California and beg for them to put the gas prices down. Because holy shit.
Yes.
That's what you need to be begging for. Get these California gas prices down, dog.
Yeah. Every time Carter tells me what the gas is over there, I'm like,
I've had 3 different people send me a video of Ginyu, Captain Ginyu, looking at the gas prices, and the motherfucking scanner explodes. I've had 3 different people send me that. 30. Here's one for you. I had my homegirl. She hit me up. She said she put 30 on her tank, and it filled up the tank. And when she sees things like that, it reminds her of me. I was sitting at half a tank, right?
Oh, God.
Half. I put 30 in and got 3/4.
Oh, God damn that.
That's what y'all need to be begging for. Yeah. Beg for somebody in California to turn these goddamn gas prices down.
Right?
Please.
Jesus.
Please.
You know what else I want to say? I want to say, you know what? Just for the vibes alone, shout out to Jamal Simmons out here with the 46 months in the Blerd Club. Says happy Thanksgiving weekend to Blerd and Carter. Hey, we appreciate you, pimp. And hopefully
I do like how you
had one as well.
Change your I like that Jamal Simmons looked like he changed his profile pic to his Thanksgiving outfit with the collar with the button up on.
Dude, I see you out here.
That shit squeezing the fuck out of your neck though. You ain't got to lie to me. I feel you. Like I can't breathe for you. That shit is so buttoned up. But man, appreciate the Blerd Club Silver. I'm trying to get Go Country, baby. I'm trying to get everybody's spirits up. We kind of started kind of prim and proper real quick.
Yeah.
But I will at least give y'all at least 2 plate jokes. I feel like I've already seen like 5, but fuck.
He's like, I'm gonna give you 2 though. He's like, I'm gonna give you 2. You know what else? I know another thing that'll lift GoCon's spirits as well. Yeah. And that is this 1999 super chat says this is from Gabriel the Dark Knight. Says happy Saturday, Blurcoa, just showing some support. Hey, we appreciate you, pimp. Thank you for that support, and I hope you are doing well and had a happy and safe holiday. Hope all of you.
I don't like his goddamn support because it is November 25th, and his profile pic is him as Santa Claus, bruh.
Hey, look,
bruh.
He on that Mariah Carey. You know how Mariah Carey, she be in the hyperbaric chamber all the way up until October 31st.
You know what's funny? After Thanksgiving, a YouTube ad popped up for me with Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah,
and it was Christmas themed. So I thought it was Christmas music. Do you know it was Christmas lingerie at Victoria's Secret?
I believe it. Well, no, because here's the thing: Mariah Carey, she done leaned into it. Like she like, oh yeah, no, that's what I do. That heifer be hibernating. Like, but the moment that the clock strikes November 1st, midnight. Oh no, she coming. The hyperbaric chamber just open up, the water fall out that jut, and she just come out that jut. She take the mask off. She take the little breathing apparatus off, and all of a sudden you just see the power levels just spiking. That's what happened. That woman is like Broly. The Broly of Christmas.
That'd be an asshole real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Shoot.
Okay.
Shoot.
And
shoot from the hip.
For everybody that heard it and they didn't want to type it, Ernie, it's hyperbolic. It's hyperbolic time chamber.
Well, I mean, shit, you pronounce shit wrong all the time. I don't call you out.
That's why I want to be asshole, right?
I'm just saying.
Ooh. Okay, you know what?
But I tell you what, now I feel like I should rescind my goodwill.
Oh no! I know a receipt is coming.
Yeah. Oh no, it most certainly is. And also, just so you know, Carter, there is a hyperbaric chamber. Just FYI.
In DBZ?
I'm not talking about DBZ.
All right. So that's an anime nerd coming out.
Yeah, you're gonna be all right, Carter. You're gonna be all right. But hey, you know what? It's still okay. Cause not only are you gonna get a receipt, you will get multiple receipts. Cause now you gonna get paid with interest. Just FYI. But anyway.
Yes.
Moving on along.
Wait, what?
What's up?
No, I did not understand the question that we just got. We just got another super chat from LJ Brown, but we'll get to you in a second. He has multiple other super chats that we need to get to.
Yes. We will most certainly. I was working my way down the line. Yep. Chris Debo with 8 months in the gold mine says, "Sup, Blerds. Hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had one too." That said, I don't, actually, I will say, as far as Thanksgivings go, mine was kind of mid. Not gonna lie. Though a funny thing did happen, and I choose to keep it to myself, largely because I didn't want to upset my wife, because she hates when I make fun of weird things that happen at my sister-in-law's house.
Okay.
My sister-in-law has a lot of cats. I feel like that's all I have to say. But let's just say she has a lot of cats. There's more pussy in that house than the law allows. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
You said it, and I smelled the living room through the screen.
But no, so that said, they usually, for me, and I'm always grateful for this, they usually put the cats away, like they lock them away in like another room while I'm over there because they know I'm allergic.
I did not know this. Okay.
Oh, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to cats. As I'm walking to go fix my plate for food. Now, you know, if you've ever lived in a house with a cat, especially multiple cats, and when I say multiple cats, I know a lot of people think, oh, she probably only got like 2 or 3 cats. No, that is not 2 or 3 cats. No.
LJ Brown had the same thought that I had. Remember that crazy woman off The Simpsons? Just chucking cats.
Yeah, basically. It's a lot of cats. I don't want to say it's like 8 or 9 cats, but it's not far from it. But when you have that many cats, you're going to accumulate, especially if you don't regularly go behind them, you're going to accumulate dust bunnies, but in the form of cat hair. Like you watch a Western movie, the tumbleweed just roll by. Imagine that, but just cat hair. So I'm going to go fix my plate, as you do. And someone had literally just got done talking about the gravy.
That's the way you said it. I just went to fix my plate, like a normal motherfucker would on Thanksgiving.
Right. And sure enough, as I'm walking up to the counter where the gravy is, there's a cat bunny.
No.
Floating in the air right in front of me. And I see it, and it was like in slow motion. I could not stop it. I just watched that motherfucker go whoop, 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 bloop, into gravy. So I looked down and was just like,
familiar faces.
I just walked off. I was like, well, no gravy for Blerd without fear.
See, now I feel bad for not asking you how it went, because for all intents and purposes, there is a reason I didn't ask you how your Thanksgiving went, and it was only because I knew for a fact that you were going to be cooking something. And I said, I don't want to hear this nigga start talking about how he is the grill master and he didn't grill.
No, I didn't.
I did not want to hear that.
I ain't cooking for all them white folks. Look, no, that shit would feel like slavery. Maybe next year. I have joked that maybe next year I'll probably do some grilling, but like it's such a, I don't know. It would be weird, but anyway. I will say this, because I do want to address this. Dominic Coles with the 15 months says, closed mouth don't get fed, depends on the approach. No, there's a time and a place. I am a firm believer in a closed mouth does not get fed. However, not to the tune of begging another person in this chat for something. I draw a line. It would be different, like I said earlier, if it came up organically. If it was a situation where a person put it out there saying, hey, if anybody else needs the hookup, I'd say, you know what? I'll allow it. But if that person does not invite that attention, they don't open the door and say, hey, it's okay. Like if they came to me and said, hey, it's okay, I don't mind, which just FYI, they did not. They quite the opposite. But I will say that also, you know what? This is a point where I'm actually keeping 100% real.
Uh-oh.
In the past, these people who we are referring to have almost made it to where the goodwill that we get, like just the goodliness that these people give to us. And I'm going to say it. Just because I feel like this is the only way it's going to make sense to some folks.
Ooh.
I normally don't like talking about the financial situation of this channel. Normally because there's really not much to say. But if your begging runs away the people who would otherwise like to give their hard-earned dollars to this channel, then now I got a problem with you for real. For real, for real. Because that is precisely what has happened in the past. And when I say the past, I don't mean like 2-3 years ago. I'm saying within the last several months. So yes, closed mouth doesn't get fed. Depends on the approach. And the approach ain't here. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Just saying. When you look, let me say it in terms that'll make it 100% clear. When you start fucking with my money, when you start fucking with my money, we got a problem. And I don't like talking about it that way because it makes it sound like it's just like it's only a transactional thing. But no, I'm just saying. I feel like if I don't say it any other way, no one's gonna understand. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's not that big a deal. He don't care." No, I care. I do care. I do care. I do, in fact, care. I do, in fact, very well care.
Okay. I wanna say this.
Go ahead, shoot.
It's getting on my nerves.
Go ahead, shoot. Shoot from the hip, sir.
Birdtown Music Group is in chat right now saying that they don't want all that flavor. The grill master might numb they taste buds at some point soon. I'm gonna have to eat some of this nigga's barbecue because you motherfuckers in this chat that watch us every week, y'all ain't even ate it, but y'all putting this shit on so high a pedestal. I swear to God, if this shit is not just the greatest barbecue I've ever had, I will come to where all of you, I don't know where Bergtown is, but I'm coming specifically to kick you in the chest. if this motherfucker's barbecue is not A1, I swear to God.
See that I feel like that's a challenge. I feel like that's a challenge now.
And Mailman is saying that they have a neighbor who is divorced and is living alone with a ton of cats. One day he let them loose on the neighborhood, and we've been paying for it for years, and they have been multiplying. Mailman, everything you just said sound like goddamn Stephen King horror novel.
Right? I was about to say, that sounds fucking gremlin shit.
He said they let them, the dude let them loose on the neighborhood. That motherfucker, dog.
That's too much pussy in the neighborhood. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to take it. Also, I will say, let's keep it in line. Dominic Coles also comes and says, in the words legendary Blade, some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill, and you are correct. They often, I will say it if nobody else will.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
They most certainly are. A lot of the time. So let's just go ahead and put it like that. LJ Brown with £5 says, happy Thanksgiving, Ernie Carter. Did my Discord link make you binge the Mighty Ducks cartoon, Carter?
I was more upset that your ass went and looked for it, found it, copied the link, shared it, and put it in that damn Discord. I was more upset at that.
That's fair.
But now I'm going to stop talking because, matter of fact, this whole Blerd Cave, I might not even just say a whole lot just to spite you, LJ Brown, because we ain't hitting 3 hours.
No, we ain't. Go Cost Shares Baby's father with a $5 says, my aunt got a new Malibu 2018. Can someone tell me how much that bitch burn gas? Because I know she going to ask me for gas money. Look, let me tell you something. I don't know where you live, but I'm going to tell you what. Tell her if she want to keep that motherfucker gassed up and not break the bank, she might want to move to my neck of the woods. Cause don't go to Cali. If she in Cali,
can you give me the one real quick? I have to preface this because I just saw this in chat.
Oh shit! Here, go ahead.
I've seen this in your YouTube comments when you post clips. Can I get the one, please?
Here, go right ahead, Carter. Oh wait, hold up. I done blacked him out.
The Black Album.
I'm sorry, Carter.
Album.
I'm sorry, Carter. I apologize. Okay. Here, but
hold
on, wait.
Just bring it back to both of us.
No. Shush. I got you, Carter. I had to reset it. Go ahead.
because I see Wilbur Robinson in the chat said it, and I have seen it in too many of your comment threads. I don't see it live, but I always see it in your comments. If one of you bastards to say that I sound like Eddie Murphy one more time, we have to go 10 seconds. If you don't know what that means, we have to square up, dog. If one of you motherfuckers tell me, I had somebody send me that Jimmy Got Soul shit from Dreamgirls. Carter, don't tell me this ain't you when you be singing. If any one of you bastards tell me that I sound like Eddie Murphy one more time, we have to square up. Please. Ooh. Please. We just have to. We just have to.
Look, this man said, look, it's going down. He said it's going down. We also got a super chat here for Jason Davis with $2. Says Storm and Craig equals the war went in her favor. I mean, you know, it went in somebody's favor. Craig he eating good. I mean, you take that how you want to. Danger. Let's see here. Where else we at? I think we're caught up. So let's get into our first thing. So that way we're not here like for 5 ever. Let's get into Superman Legacy. So, for those who are not in the know, if for whatever reason you've somehow been living under a rock, because I feel like ever since all this stuff got announced, it's literally all anyone talks about. Every geek news website, every geek news YouTube channel, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Hell, do people still use Tumblr? Probably. I don't know. Anyway, Reddit, everywhere I go, I am inundated with what James Gunn is or is not doing with the new DC universe. Like, that is literally all anyone talks about now, at least in regards to DC. They don't talk about shit else. They don't talk. Look, they said, man, fuck all these other movies that have been coming out that don't mean shit. Ain't nobody talking about Aquaman. Aquaman about to get his baby took. Aquaman about to get his baby killed. Ain't nobody talking about that. Like, I think when that new trailer, did you see the last trailer they put out for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? That was all anyone talked about for like an hour. And then after that, went right back to Superman Legacy and all the shit that James Gunn will or will not do. Did you not see the people that were pissed that you don't see Mira anywhere in this? I saw a lot of
really
people
mad. They were mad because she's the mother of the child. You just can't focus on Aquaman and his kid. What about there were a lot of people that were pissed that there was no Amber Heard in that trailer.
Look, let me tell you something, Carter. I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna tell everybody else. I can't tell y'all how many times I heard people complaining about seeing too much Evangeline Lilly in a movie that had her as a titular character. Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. This bitch name ain't anywhere in the Chiron, ain't anywhere on the marquee. It's called Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom. It ain't called Aquaman and Mira, the Lost Kingdom. It's called Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
What is wrong with y'all in this chat? Herb Sweet said that baby definitely gonna catch it.
Look, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I will definitely say there is precedent. Cause like the second they said they was gonna introduce Aqua Baby, the second they said Aqua Baby was gonna be a thing, they said, hey, guess what? We putting Aqua Baby in this. First thing I said is, unless I see this, I don't want it.
Oh my God.
Because did you never read the story arc?
No.
Okay, so
all my Aquaman came from Justice League, the animated series.
Okay, so here's what happened. So Black Manta pulled up on Aquaman.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, and once again, my memory of this could be hazy at best. It could be hazy at best. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I just know everything. But if I remember correctly, there was something going on in the fight between... Oh, That's what it was. Black Manta had trapped Aqua Baby in like an air bubble. And because of the nature of Aqua Baby, like it basically meant he couldn't breathe. Because you know, Atlanteans, they can't breathe air normally. Not the way. So yeah. And Black Manta basically made, so you said somebody owe you 10 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Black Man said, no, you owe me 10 minutes. So the baby was just in there suffocating.
Dude.
And by the time Aquaman could get the baby out,
yeah.
By the time he could get the Poe baby out, that's what he got. That's why there's folks talking about how that baby gonna catch it.
I gotta stop.
Like, I actually was planning on doing a video about it, but I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'll wait till it's closer. But
dude, yeah. I did not realize, because this is the second instance I've seen of old DC not caring in the slightest for the babies.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tagged me on a Discord saying, bro, what book was this? I didn't know this was a thing. Is this just a dream sequence or something? And it was, I believe it was an old Superman comic where Doomsday started getting intelligent a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so this little kid walks up to him, asks Doomsday a question, and Doomsday just drops the hammer on him. Just both hands, full strength, just
squish.
One tapped this kid to the gulag. Like, I couldn't. So it took me actually researching and looking up this issue and then subsequently reading this issue where I'm just like, well, wow, this was not a dream. This was real. Because in the following issue, they talk about how this kid just got his shit rocked. Like,
oh no, Carter, I'll do you one better.
Oh no. Yeah.
This is it right here.
I do apologize for all the audio files. What issue was this?
I'm actually looking to find it now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say I don't think this actually happened. Full disclosure.
What do you mean?
Full disclosure. Well, no, because when I looked it up, when I found this, it is something that someone made on DeviantArt. At least this instance of it. I don't remember if it ever actually like happened legitimately anywhere else. But let's see here. But it could have been. It could have been. You never know.
It was.
All I'm saying is.
Oh, just FYI, it actually did happen. I found it now.
Okay, gotcha.
Just for all you audio files, you all can't see what we're seeing here live. Action Comics issue 820.
820. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just wanted to say, just because like the only image I could find, all of it pointed back to a DeviantArt source. Apparently, it's a DeviantArt sources post random ass comic panels, more or less. But that said, I will definitely say, yeah, that child is in the gulag permanently. That's not even the gulag. That's the menu. You guys sit back to the main menu on that one. Wait, what was the number of it again? You said it was 820.
Yeah, 820.
Okay, just 820. Gotcha. I actually have it in front of me now.
Okay.
I actually have it in front of me. Don't ask me how. Just know that I do.
All you see is little Bud shoe in the hat. You just see the shoe and he is gone.
Yeah, that baby is he dead. He is very dead. Okay, so here it is. I actually have it in front of me, like full on. Yeah, this is
okay.
Yeah, it was actually the last. Yeah, that was the final page of that. That is that was okay. So to put it in perspective for you, this was 2004. This was 2004. Oh, wow. I just realized what all else happened in this issue. Lord. This is a Silver Banshee issue. Lord have mercy. Silver Banshee. In this economy, Lord. So that said, we were talking about something else.
Yes,
we were talking about something else. We were talking about the Superman Legacy. Superman Legacy, all the casting stuff has come up. And it's one of those things where a lot of people are so excited because it's going to be or at least it's going to be inspired by a lot of people's, and I would say for the most part, I won't say it's my personal favorite Superman story, but it's definitely a Superman story that a lot of people jive with, and that's All-Star Superman, which I think was Grant Morrison, wasn't it? If I'm remembering correctly.
All-Star? Yes.
Yeah. All-Star Superman. Which that one right there, in and of itself, already kind of draws a lot of people's attention a certain way, because a lot of the stories that James Gunn says are inspiring the stories he wants to tell with his DC universe, they're all stories that kind of seem like you got to have a lot of setup to get to. Like the stuff with Superman Legacy, and I kind of feel like you can kind of get away with a lot of it just because Superman Legacy is kind of, for the most part, self-contained. But like some of the other things we've seen, like how do you set up this? How do you set up that? You want to do this? How do you set up that? So that said, we already knew about the principal cast, like our leads, so to speak. We knew about oh man, this guy's name. I'm gonna love this for the rest of my life. David Cornswit. We knew about him. We already knew we had him. That's your Superman right now. That's our Superman now. And we got what was that show you said he was on? When he was working at the oh my god, was it like Gigolos or something like that?
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Oh god, what was the name of that fucking show?
I don't remember the name of the show because I like
it was a Freaky Food show. That's all I remember.
The Freaky Food show. Well, we know we got him. We also got one of my personal favorites, Rachel Brosnahan from the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So yeah, which. Perfect casting. Couldn't have picked a better woman to do it. She's perfect for it. If you've never watched the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, then you should. It is a treat. It goes a little crazy on the last season because like they're doing this time jump shit. They do a time jump almost every time they change seasons. But
how many seasons is it?
It's just 5.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it's one of those things, like, they're noticeable time jumps. Like, the first and second season, not that big of a jump, but when you get to, like, the third and fourth season, it's like, oh, time has passed. Because you start noticing they're talking about shit that was not going on, like, around the time the show started. Like, it's like, by the time you get to the 5th season, it's a huge time jump. But, and not just forward, but also backward. Because they're showing you, like, the past and the present. But, yeah, but it's good. It's good. It's good. I like the whole thing. She is awesome.
In the lost territory doing some shit like that.
Oh, I see what you. Oh, yeah. No, I tell you what, they do. I will say this. The only thing about it I don't like is that they kind of do this framing device where like they'll introduce you to a character and it's very obvious who that character is supposed to be. But they kind of try and play coy about who it is. Okay. And you're just like, you don't have to do that. It's okay.
Bruh, we know who that is. Okay,
I know who it is. I know who that person is. But no, so that said, yeah, she's perfect casting. So that was never in question. We knew that we had gotten the GOAT, Nathan Fillion, who's going to be coming in as Guy Gardner, like, which is just wild to me. It's almost like that is honestly fan casting, if ever there was fan casting, I feel, just because like he has been long rumored to be a Green Lantern in a live action movie for so long. And while he's voiced Hal Jordan in like the animated stuff in the past, like he was always that guy. People said, man, we need a Green Lantern. We need a Green Lantern. And while I don't think anyone ever just said, oh, Guy Gardner, no one's ever, I don't think many people have said that, but like, I think a lot of people saw him as like their Hal Jordan for a while.
Of course.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny when it was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a Green Lantern, but not the one you think.
Yeah. Do you think that was a James Gunn, like that was a purposeful, like?
Oh, he did that on purpose. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did, because he wanted to give the fans what they wanted, but see, you can't give them everything they want.
Yeah, it's like watch out, little bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. Like you didn't. I tell you what, you didn't wish on a monkey's paw, but you didn't wish on a rabbit's foot either. you got one of them chicken wings. You wished on a chicken wing, and this is what you got. We have also gotten another person who we talked about not too terribly long ago. I think it was Isabella Merced. Who yes. I think some of us we might remember we talked about when we were talking about the Madam Web movie. She is gonna be playing Hawk Girl in this. And we also know we also got one of the goats. Was it Anthony Kerrigan, who's gonna be playing Metamorpho, which I want to point out something. There's something that happened when I was looking at some of the casting news. I noticed that some of the websites that were like reporting on this kept referring to certain characters as certain things. And I was like, wow, I would not have called that character that. But we'll talk about that here in just a moment.
Okay.
And we also got Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. So that's a lot of casting. And you would probably say to yourself, well, who else could they possibly cast?
Before you do that.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
Is this a glow up? To go from Darwin to Terrific?
I think it is. I think
okay.
I mean, and I'll tell you why.
Happy about this? Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I think it's a glow up. I think it's a glow up because he got done so wrong.
Will we finally be able to put Darwin to bed now?
I hope so. I hope so. Because here's I'm gonna tell you why I hope it's the case is because while that scene upset me in the theater, it's one of the I think it's the last instance. I actually can say this. This is the last time I ever let a piece of media make me that angry. That was the day. Actually, I think that was the day. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the day that I said, you know what? Like, I literally turned and in Wanda Maximoff fashion said, no more. I will never let a piece of media make me this irrationally angry ever again. Because I walked out the theater mad. I was still cussing when we were walking out the theater. I was like, no. I was like, this is dumb. And then when I started reading interviews, trying to figure out like why this was, I was like, this is even more dumb. Well, you know, if they kill someone that's unkillable, that raises the stakes. No, it does not. Especially when it does not make sense. But whatever. But all that said, it's like, okay, yeah, who the fuck else are they going to cast? Well, first off, they're going to cast. Well, you can't have a Superman movie without Superman's, best bud, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. I mean, come on, man. You can't have Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, without Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. So we got him, Skylar Gisondo from the Righteous Gemstones. And
that's what I know him from.
I knew him from the Santa Clarita Diet? Yeah, I knew him from that first. But yeah, also from the Righteous Gemstones. They're bringing this cat in, gonna be playing Jimmy Olsen. I actually think it's pretty good casting on their part. I feel like can I be real with you, Carter? Can I be real with you just for a moment?
Okay.
Do you remember? Do you remember who they got to play Jimmy Olsen on the Supergirl TV show?
No, because I did not watch that show.
Okay, so I'm gonna refresh your memory.
Okay.
This is who they got to play Jimmy Olsen on Supergirl. Yeah, they got Jax. That's right, Jax. Yeah,
I thought he. Oh wow, I was completely wrong. I thought that he was Martian Manhunter on there.
No, okay, so no, there was another. Okay, so you know how, because we both played Alan Wake 2 recently.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mr. Door?
Yeah.
That was the actor.
Okay.
That was the actor who played Martian Manhunter on on the show. David Harwood. But this is Makad Brooks. This is Makad Brooks. For those who are familiar, maybe you might be, I don't know. But if you ever watch Double Toasted, if you ever see Billy Brooks on Double Toasted, that's his brother. But yeah, so it was one of the things, like, I could never take his version of Jimmy Olsen too terribly seriously, because I was like, man, Jimmy Olsen's supposed to be like kind of
look like that the one that they casted for.
Yeah, like okay, let me put it this way. I'm not saying that they should not have picked this guy. Let's get that out your head right now. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is it would have made more, like, okay, let's put it like this. This motherfucker would have made more sense to be Jimmy Olsen than Makad Brooks. I only say that because Eddie Gathegi normally walks around a little bit live. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Like, he ain't like Jimmy Olsen ain't supposed to be built. He's supposed to look swole. Man. He's not Jimmy. Okay, yeah. He's supposed to be. Look, he's supposed to be out here big swollen it. Look, I feel like every time Jimmy Olsen showed up on that show, that motherfucker was coming out like taking his shirt off, just like, yeah, let me take the shirt off. Yeah, look at my pecs.
Lord.
Look at my pecs. Like, he would come out looking like a goddamn WWE wrestler. Look.
That man's Skull 24 saying CW's Jimmy look like he got hands.
Right? Now, wait, Carter, I don't know if you knew about this, because you say you didn't watch the show. Did you know this happened? Did you know this was a thing? That man became the Guardian.
Jimmy Olsen?
Yeah, they made Jimmy Olsen the Guardian on Supergirl. With that, he was basically it was basically a way for them to have Batman but not have Batman, because that's basically how they made him act. They made him act like Batman, basically.
Jimmy Olsen. Okie dokie. That's
okay. Yeah, all right. That was a thing. That was a thing. So I ask you, Carter, you say to yourself, well, okay, they got Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess they're done. No. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. Because what good is Jimmy Olsen if you don't have Superman's new best pal, Lex Luthor?
I hate that you told me that, because now I'm just thinking about Jimmy Olsen just laying hands on people.
Look, let me tell you something.
Man.
Look, let me tell you something. That man literally first of all, I'm gonna pull up an image. I'm just gonna pull up an image. I just want to show you a picture of him standing next to Supergirl, and I just want you to tell me the vibes. Tell me if this is the energy that you think Jimmy Olsen should be exuding when standing, like, just like, or just, I don't say that the vibe, but just like, here, I'll even throw you one better, because I'm gonna put him next to the GOAT. I'm gonna put him next to the GOAT too. I ain't just gonna put him next to Kara. This dude bigger than she got knocked off.
Yeah, he hit Kara.
Oh yeah, no.
Just looking at this picture alone, like, this is no disrespect to any Supergirl fan or anything like that, but just this image that I'm looking at right now, Kara got railed. Huh?
them Kryptonian cheeks. Look, and then
you see how he got it. You can clearly tell he got his hands on the table, because he got to support himself, because he fucked his pelvis up.
Oh yeah,
strokes.
What was it? He was like was like Amber. It was like the reverse of Amber in that not this week's episode, but the episode prior, which is like, you ain't gonna crush me, are you?
Oh,
he's like, you ain't gonna
trip when they actually did that.
But no, look, here's him next to Superman. Look at him. He had to sit on the desk because he bigger than Superman. He had to sit on the desk to give the illusion that he was shorter and more diminutive This Superman. That for those that's Superman. That's Clark.
See, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because I'll go off on a tangent. Mr. Overdose 101 saying Kara got blacked raw. That is disgustingly specific, and you just told on yourself, you freaky fool. You got to get timed out for that just for being a freak. You got to get timed out. It's only 300 seconds, but blacked raw is like wildly specific, bro. You got to go in the hole for a second.
That is a certified freak 7 days a week.
You have got to go in the hole for a little bit for that one. Like that was wildly specific.
Yes, but, that was very specific.
But Lex Luthor, my brother.
Yeah, Lex Luthor. We got so they've casted Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, who some of you may remember. I knew him more from the X-Men First Class reboot and the X-Men movies that came after. He was Beast. That
is a nasty picture of Beast.
Ooh, man, look. Hey, dude, look, I'll just say, this is for all the folks that said, man, why couldn't they have done Beast in practical effects? This is why. This is why. But no, he was also shiny in chrome. He was shiny in chrome in the Mad Max Fury Road movie. Mm-hmm. He got to go to Valhalla in that movie. And he's done a lot of other. I think the first movie I ever actually saw him in though was Warm Bodies. It was that zombie rom-com.
Oh, when they became smart again.
Yeah. He was the zombie that was like becoming smart, and that was kind of. I was like, I kind of like this dude because I thought that movie was actually kind of cute. It was dumb, but it also knew what it was. Like it actually knew that the premise was stupid, and they leaned into the fact that it was stupid. Like I mean, when you got when you got something like that, you got to lean into it. You can't try and take that shit seriously. And I appreciate that. So that kind of warmed me up to Nicholas Hoult. But that said, so we got a Lex Luthor. Let me ask this, because everybody else, I think we pretty much already said these are good picks.
Yeah. What
do you think about this as a pick? Is him as a pick for Lex Luthor? Do you think this is good? You think this is a good look? You think you do it?
I didn't see Warm Bodies. I did see Mad Max Fury Road. I literally, funny enough, I just finished watching Fury Road because I really enjoy Fury Road, and I recently just rewatched The Menu, and it's gonna be hard for. I'm interested in this portrayal because he can be, just from The Menu, he can be an ass, but with the way that he portrayed himself in The Menu, I'm wondering how he's gonna portray his version of Lex Luthor. That's what's kind of got me right now. Like I'm all for it because he can be a bad guy. He showed that he could be a bit of a bitch, and because that's what he was. Trying to do everything for Chef. So he was a bitch in that movie and was really low down. So I'm down for the casting, but I'm wondering how this portrayal is going to be.
So somebody already, I'm gonna tell you how nasty people are.
Already bald head images of him and stuff.
Oh, most certainly, right here, bam.
Yeah.
Somebody took a pic. Someone took and did like the Lex Luthor Time Person of the Year.
That's actually a dope shot. I'm not gonna hold you, but what I really need that is actually a fire.
That's cold.
Photoshop somebody made. But what I really would like is if anybody can, for maybe you can, Ernie, I don't know, but if anybody can reference a film to where he was like an actual
asshole,
bad person. Like, Crumble Dust in the chat was just saying he showed being a bitch, a simp, and a villain all in one movie in The Menu, which is true.
Yes.
So I really want to see if there's any other film that he's done to where I could kind of gauge how he would make his Lex. If not, and this is going to be his first swing at bat with with just going off of The Menu, I'm down.
Based on The Menu alone, I'm willing to give this dude a lot of leeway. Actually, Actually, I tell you what. You know what I forgot? You know what I actually forgot about? There are a few other movies that I saw him in that I did not realize I seen him in. That should tell you a lot. But no, as I go back and look on other things that that he's done in the past, yeah, I could potentially see. I think I could actually see him. I think I could actually see him as a bad guy. I feel like he would be able to do it because he's got an air about him. And I will say the movie I'm thinking about, and I don't take this as like me saying, oh, this is how he is in the movie. I'm just saying, I'm using this as an example. There's a movie based on the actual person, J.R.R. Tolkien, the author, writer, the creator of The Lord of the Rings, where he plays, because it's called Tolkien, and he plays J.R.R. Tolkien. And Tolkien isn't depicted as a perfect person in that movie. Not saying he's like just oh my God, he's a bad person the whole fucking movie. Like, no, it's just like the way he plays Tolkien, I could see him playing Luthor. Like, especially if he plays a type of Luthor that isn't like, if they do him the way that I feel that Luthor is often, when Luthor is written his best, is when Luthor, while he's bad, you could almost make a case for why he's doing what he's doing sometimes.
He's Tony Stark.
Yeah, like he's like, if you do him that way, I could really see Nicholas Hoult bringing this home and making like case in point, the way Lex Luthor is now, where he's just really snaky, but like he's not necessarily doing anything wrong, like you're just out and out, but you're just like, man, I don't know about this motherfucker. Like that, I would love to see something like that. But that said, I think this dude, he's good. He's good. I think this is a good get. Yeah. Were there better actors? Probably, but I can't think of any right now off the top of my head. And honestly, I want to see what this guy can do. Obviously, if he got the role, James Gunn and Peter Safran think that he's got what it takes. So,
only thing I'll say about the casting, and it's not even about Lex Luthor and Nicholas Hoult. You showed an image of
the
BBC
engineer
Olsen. No.
Oh,
you showed an image of BBC Olsen.
Oh,
with Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah.
And I really would not have mind if he was Superman in this film. I think that he is probably one of the better actors that I have seen that is able to be Clark and Superman.
Oh, most certainly.
And no disrespect to Henry Cavill, he was a great Superman. He was fine as Clark, but again, I've said it several times. That's the Henry Cavill syndrome, to where you're a great actor, you just have a bad script, so he couldn't really be Clark. You were more so there strictly to be Superman. With some Clark Kent sprinkled in from time to time. Brandon Routh, to me.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Reeve, of course. Okay.
Because of the name you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Brandon Routh wasn't trying to play Superman. He was trying to play Christopher Reeve playing Superman.
Okay.
That is why I think Brandon Routh always gets overlooked, because he didn't bring enough to that role to make it his own. Like, because pretty much, even if you go back to, I don't know if you remember the discourse that was going on when that movie came out, but that was the thing that was going on. Like, everyone kept talking about, oh, how perfectly he gets the vibe of Christopher Reeve, Superman. And the whole time, that's all I saw. I didn't see Brandon Routh playing Superman. I saw him doing his best Christopher Reeve impersonation, which was very good. It's very good impersonation. And one can make the same case for the Lex Luthor in that scenario.
Watch that movie now with you saying that. I want to
go back and watch it.
I want to go rewatch Superman Returns. With
go. I challenge you, go back and rewatch it. Everybody in that movie is just kind of trying to be the people that because honestly, it's a continuation of those things, more or less.
Mhm.
And they're all trying to, like Kevin Spacey, when he's playing Lex Luthor, he's basically just trying to be Gene Hackman. He brings just a little bit of himself into it, but at the same time, not really. And then you've got who the fuck was
that's the one I will give you for sure is when I was watching Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor, I had an idea in my head, but it was real deal just Gene Hackman.
Yeah, it's just
and all kind of shit. Yeah.
I was like, this is Gene Hackman, 100%. But carry on. Christopher Reeve though, the GOAT, one of the GOATs. Period, hands down. He was the first to lay the foundation. And I would dare say his portrayal of Superman and Clark Kent had, I don't want to say poisoned the well for everyone else, but I mean, basically he became the gold standard. Like if you were to be Superman, you had to bring at least something close to his performance. It's the same way people talk about the Joker with Heath Ledger. It's like, man, that wasn't Heath Ledger though. Like that dude was cool, but he wasn't Heath Ledger. Yeah, like that. People still talk about him the same way people kept talking about, when Batman was being recast and everybody said no one can replace Michael Keaton after everyone said Michael Keaton shouldn't even play the motherfucker in the first place. It's the same thing, but
my point being, like, I really wish, or I hope that he is given his flowers a little bit, man, because he is great on Superman and Lois, especially because you all know I have said it several times. I do not like Lois Lane. I'm thinking that Rachel, is it Brosnahan?
Brosnahan, yeah.
Brosnahan. I'm hoping that she can change because of the stuff that I've seen her in. But Tyler Hoechlin, like that is like he's the litmus test.
Oh yeah, no,
he's me right now, dude.
And I remember people used to clown him when he first came on the scene. Superman, like, oh man, look, it's little Superman,
especially because it's little Superman and the dude from Teen Wolf.
Yeah. Well, I think it also didn't help at the time. Henry Cavill was also out there playing Superman, and everybody wanted someone as big as Henry Cavill. And I'm like, dude, y'all got to remember, Christopher Reeve wasn't that big of a guy either. Like everyone's precious Christopher Reeve wasn't some massive Hulk of a man.
Somebody in the chat was saying that they were talking about Lex Luthor, and they were saying that Lex Luthor is not a small guy though. Here's the thing, dog. It's Hollywood, camera, everything like that. If they can make Tom Cruise look like he towering over motherfuckers in all these Mission Impossible movies,
make him look like he actually could look like the fact that they often make it look like the women that he's opposite of have to look up to look him in the eye.
Look up at him, yeah.
Dude, half the women. Dude, when he was standing next to Agent Carter in that last one, I was like, man.
Yes.
I was like, man, y'all need to quit. I know this motherfucker is taller than him.
They were like shoulder to shoulder. I'm just
I was like, you a lie.
Come on now.
I was like, stop. I said, ain't no way Peggy Carter looking that motherfucker in the eye. He is like this.
Yeah. But
yeah,
as a whole, I am a fan of this cast. I really so here's the thing. I don't care about Nicholas Hoult with Lex Luthor. The only reason I'm saying that is just because I know that he's going to do a good job.
Yes,
because of like we just talked about the menu. The person I'm interested in seeing the most is for sure. I'm gonna laugh every time I say the name. I'm gonna say it wrong, so I don't laugh. Wet Corn. I want to see Wet Corn Superman.
Wait a minute. You mean you want to see you want to see the sweat? you want to see the sweat?
Well, yeah, Corn Sweat's Superman is one that I want to see because I haven't really seen him in a lot.
Yeah,
but the one I'm really wanting to see. I really want to see how Nathan Fillion is going to do Guy Gardner. I'm really interested in seeing how he's going to portray this.
I'm going to tell you who I'm interested in. And actually, I tell you what, I don't want to jump I don't want to jump over it just yet. I don't want to bury the lead just yet. Because these aren't even the only castings. We're not even done with casting yet. We're not even done with casting yet. Now we got Lex Luthor. Now this is where I feel like they're kind of digging into DC Comics yesteryear as well as also digging into the old movies. Do you remember Eve Tessmacher?
Yeah, I remember her from Smallville because she was. Never mind.
Yeah, that too. So they are bringing in actress and model Sario Sampaio. I don't know.
Okay.
She will be playing Eve in this film. For those who don't know, Eve is usually kind of like, depending on whether you're looking at the comics or Smallville or the original movies, she is like, at some of you, if you're not familiar with the comics, this was actually her in the original Superman movie, but she was basically a woman who was like super duper into Lex Luthor, but also was really into Superman as well. And also at the same time was kind of like the person who usually called out Lex when she felt he was like getting out of pocket, like when he was going too far into super villainy.
And fun fact,
yes,
Tessmacher from Smallville is also in the Righteous Gemstones with Skylar Gizmondo.
Yeah, sure.
Now,
I actually forgot about that. So there you go.
So with this young lady, I've never seen anything with her. Period.
Yeah.
I don't really get because again, I'm coming from a Smallville perspective. So Miss Tessmacher in that she was attractive, but at the same time, you knew she could hit a button and you in the gulag. You know what I mean?
100%.
You know, so it was that femme fatale vibe. I don't get that from this young woman. I feel like she might just be. Honestly, no. I feel like she's gonna be more the right hand that. I don't get the femme fatale with her. I feel like she's gonna be more so. I think for whatever reason I'm thinking of Kitty Pryde right now. You know how Kitty Pryde is just ninjaing, just slaughtering motherfuckers. Like that's the vibe I'm getting from her. Like she's gonna be more so in your face and like assassinate, like old girl from Kingsman, like the ballerina chick, as opposed. She
will be a Mercy Graves, is what you're thinking.
Thank you. So, but the old girl from Smallville, she was more so like a chess move, trying to be like Lex.
Yeah,
I feel like this one is just gonna be. This young lady is just gonna be more. I'm attractive, and that's how I'm gonna get your ass. That's how you gonna catch it.
I can see that.
You're gonna be trying to get your BBC Olsen on, and I'm gonna hack it off.
Oh,
like that's the vibe I get from
hold
her.
on, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. God damn, man. Damn, Carter. Damn. Well, okay, so I will give you this. I don't really know how they're gonna throw her in this, like, because I feel like it could kind of go a bunch of different ways. I feel like James Gunn is going to kind of take a mix of things and just throw it in, throw it in the blender, hit puree, and then add his own little extra bells and whistles. But this is the one I'm actually the most interested in, and this is Maria Gabriella De Faria, who is going to be playing a character from The Authority, who, when this was initially announced, it was stated that she will be playing the Engineer. And the Engineer, for those who are unfamiliar, she was basically like, she's actually one of the founding members of the Authority. Actually, probably one of the characters you'll see just as much as you'll see anybody else. She's pretty large and in charge on the Authority. And when Deadline originally broke this story, she was listed as the villain, like the actual villain for this movie, which makes me wonder a lot of things. Because Metamorpho when they listed Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho. They're like, oh yeah, the villain.
You sure that's not Jacosta Pym?
No, that's not. That is 100%. That is That is 100% the engineer.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
for a loop
I
for a
know.
second.
It's okay. Actually, the fact that you pulled your costume out your ass, I was like, okay. I was like, all right. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. But no, this is what I'm interested in the most because this is a character that has a lot of implications. We already know that James Gunn has plans. He has said as much. This isn't like a secret. This was all a part of his big DC announcement that he was going to bring the Authority to the DC universe. This was his plan. He said, we're doing the Authority. The Authority will be a thing in my DC universe. This is something we already knew about. This isn't news. So we already knew he was laying the foundation for other characters to exist in his DC universe. Case in point, why we got that casting news. What was this? I feel like this was months ago. By this point, that all three of these actors were going to be playing like big name characters in the DC Comics universe in that movie. So that wasn't a surprise. That really wasn't a surprise. So yeah, I'm very interested. I want to know how they are going to square this circle. Because yeah, I don't know. Carter, do you have any thoughts about that? Like if the report is even true that she is a villain, in this movie, like how do you feel about that? I'm curious.
Me, this is gonna sound really, really mean. If she's the villain, that's fine. I don't care. Hurry up with the rest of the Authority stuff so I can see Midnight. That's right. Where I'm at with it. Honestly, if he wants to start it now, I'm cool with it. That means it's gonna be Midnighter and them just quick, just so I can see Midnighter just breaking people off. Like,
yeah.
That's all I'm waiting on.
Look, give me Midnighter, give me Apollo, and I am super good.
That's all I'm waiting on. So yeah, that's where I am with it. To be if I can just keep it A1, I could give a fuck about this character just because I'm so interested, which is, I mean, it shows to me that James Gunn is doing a great job. I'm more interested in seeing how everybody else is going to be in this film. I can care less about who the villain is. I want to see how everybody else is moving.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm a little concerned, if any of this is true. We all know superhero movies tend to have a villain problem. Villains are usually either too one note or just not memorable. Or even when they are good, when they're actually legitimately good, they usually get killed off. Now, granted, since James Gunn has a 10-year plan on this whole thing, I would like to imagine none of this would happen. But like, I would be worried if this is how he is going to try and introduce casual fans to the Authority to kind of get them warmed up and primed for the Authority. And then we get to that movie and everybody's just kind of like,
that's not where I thought you were taking that.
Where'd you think I was going?
Well, when you said a villain problem, I assume that you meant that this could be a great villain for this film. You can't wait to see what other things they're going to do, but you can't because they're going to get killed at the end. That's what I thought you meant by a villain problem, just because we've seen several villains that are great and then they just get offed and then we don't see them again. And then, you know what I mean?
Well,
so that's where I thought you were going.
I'll even go as far as to bring up, now granted, none of these movies are by James Gunn per se, but just case in point, the recent outing of DC films. We had, what was it, Black Adam had a one-note villain. Was it Sabak? They had, what was it, Shazam and the Fury of the Gods. They had 2 one-note villains. In, what was it, Lucy Liu and Dame Helen Mirren. I don't remember the names of the characters they played. That's how one note they were. But you got to what was it? Blue Beetle, which Blue Beetle I loved, but 2 one note villains. that aren't even you had Susan Sarandon playing Victoria Cord, and even by her own admission in interview, she said she's just playing a Karen, and that's exactly what the fuck she was. She was a Karen with that black black credit card, that black budget. And then you had Conrad Carapax, who, spoiler for the movie, isn't even really like a villain. Like he is he's more of an antagonist of the film, and you come to find out is, not really at all either. Just a hapless victim with a backstory that's literally shoehorned in the last 5 minutes of the movie. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. And I hope that with everything going on now, and I'm not saying any of these are things that James Gunn will be guilty of. What I'm saying is I'm worried that because of these things that have happened recently with these movies. Oh, I didn't even bring up the Flash. Flash didn't have a villain at all.
Oh no, it had a villain. Goddamn CG. That was a menace. Somebody called Jay Jonah. That CG was a menace.
I want pictures of terrible CGI. But no, So with all these movies, I feel like they will poison the well for people who would potentially be interested in this, because I know what's going to happen. People will go and say, oh, well, if this is and I'm not saying this person's the villain. I don't even think James Gunn has confirmed as much, but I just saw people see, oh, random character who looks like they could potentially be evil must be a bad guy. That's usually how these websites do this sort of thing. That's what I'm talking about. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, no, it's whatever. Let's, because we went a ways on that one.
I need you to confirm something for me real quick.
Shoot, I will confirm.
Someone in the chat is saying the authority equals the only time Brian Hitch did use his clippers. Is he telling the truth, sir?
He is telling the truth.
You read the authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is. Well, okay. So well, here, let me put an asterisk. Let me put an asterisk on it. Let me put an asterisk on it. It's easy to get the clippers right when a lot of people either A, don't have hair, or B. Well, actually, I take that back. Now, there's actually quite a few characters that have hairlines in the Authority. Because, Midnighter kept his mask on, at all times, pretty much. Apollo didn't look bad. Was it Jenny Sparks? Her hairline didn't really get fucked up too often. You know what it is? I feel like it's just one of those things where just as he did more, that's when it started happening. And I almost wonder if he started leaning into it. It's kind of like, Rob Liefeld, when Rob Liefeld started leaning into the whole gimmick of not showing hands and feet and doing fucked up chests on people and having too many pouches and guns that make no sense. It's kind of like that. I feel like Brian Hitch is leaning into the fucked up hairlines. Or maybe it just, or as my theory was, maybe he started doing it when he realized his hairline was getting fucked off. That's what that is what I'm going with here. Carter, so we got another thing here. But before we do that, I do want to take a moment. I do want to take a moment to dig into the super chats, because we did get some super chats while we were doing our business, talking our shit. We got some super chats, and I want to make sure that we don't miss any of them. So, to get started, let's see here. I think one of our last ones was, I think it was LP3 was one of our last ones that we did not address, and I got it right here. Let's see here. Bam. Look at it. It says, LP3 with the $10 says, happy holidays to the cave. My apologies if this was covered, but who are you and Carter's top 3 Superman actors, voice actors included? Well, I think we did kind of loosely talk about it. I know, Carter, you talked about Tyler Hoechlin, being one of your favorites, which I agree with. I'm in full agreement with you on that one. He's actually become one of my personal favorites. Off the strength of what I saw him do the first time he was on Supergirl as Superman. That was my introduction. And I was like, dude, this guy's perfect. Why are we not going with him? Why are we going with Henry Cavill, who is literally just a good Superman, not a good Clark Kent? So yeah, that, and I would definitely put Christopher Reeve in there, because like I said earlier, Christopher Reeve is the guy that all other Supermen try to be.
Mhm.
And beyond that, I give it to Brandon Routh just because he was trying really hard to be Christopher Reeve, and he did a good job at it. So there you go. Those are my three. Carter, do you have any thoughts?
Oh man, Tyler Hoechlin, of course, Henry Cavill, just because I knew that it was not Henry Cavill's fault for those films, but he did the best of what he had.
Yeah.
And Christopher Reeve, because you have to say Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, I mean, he is the OG. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else has based their Superman performance off of him, so why not? He got to be. It's got to be good to some degree. Hell, even when he was evil, even when he turned into evil Superman, like that has even been mimicked by not just actors, but even like storylines in comics. Like people have gone back to that. I don't know if you ever saw that, Carter, because I think that was in the one with Richard Pryor. That was in the
I've
Superman
seen
3.
that one literally once.
Okay.
And once only.
Yeah, that was one where like it was literally Superman and Clark Kent were split apart. And they had to fight each other. And Superman was a whole asshole. He wasn't evil. He was just an asshole. Like it's kind of like Mass Effect. You know, they always say, "Oh, you could be good or evil." He was renegade.
It was a superior Iron Man.
Yeah, he was superior Superman. That's what he was. We got Malik Young here with the $10 says, "No, this is off topic, but shout out to you, Blerd, for the piece you did on Wokest. I mean Wonder Woman. It's it's fired. To use Carter's parlance, never cared about Wonder Woman for entire comics life, but I do now. Hey, that's cool. You know what? I'm glad because I really enjoy the Wonder Woman series right now. I think it's great. It is the best Wonder Woman has been, in my opinion, since Gail Simone was writing Wonder Woman. I know what he's doing. Yeah, hard to pull that motherfucking Dead Earth out, ain't it?
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth because you see it. You shut your ass up.
Just saying, man. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Had to squeeze that out.
It was because Sex Criminals was under it. Shut your mouth. If you've never cared about Wonder Woman comics in your entire life,
nah. Wonder Woman Dead Earth. That is a good place to go. Yeah. Also by a channel favorite, Daniel Warren Johnson.
You would think, as much as I pull this motherfucker out, I would have it at the top of the fucking.
You would think. Dude, okay, I want to. You know, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll move on. I want to ask you a question, Carter. How do you feel about Daniel Warren Johnson's art?
I enjoy it. That was actually the first instance I'd ever had of his art.
Really? Okay. So I remember I was going through the comments of the video I did for Transformers #2. And I saw like there were people trying to dogpile for a little bit there. It kind of went away because I think some folks started to realize it was Cap. But like folks were trying to say his art was terrible. They're like, "Oh, his art's terrible. This is terrible art." And I was like, "Wait a minute. Come on now. I know art is you know, the beauty of it is in the eye of the beholder, but
everybody is entitled to an opinion, but you have to make sure when you give that opinion, you're not smoking meth while you give that opinion.
In the words of Samuel, in the words of Samuel Jackson, I respect your opinion, but it's a stupid opinion. So I'm gonna choose to ignore it. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is.
What?
Yeah, I was because literally every time I saw somebody say it, I wouldn't even give them a full response. I would just be like, "Cap," and just move on. Cap. I would reply, "Cap," and move on. And I think they knew. But we got S-Thomp10 with the $5 says, if you could choose between Thor's hammer or Thor's hammer or the super soldier serum, which would you take? I take the serum because the hammer can drain your life force. So here's the thing. That depends. If you're talking about in terms of characters like Jane Foster, yes. but it wasn't so much draining her life force as it was undoing all the chemotherapy she was going through.
So it was actually doing a good thing because it was getting rid of the radiation.
Yeah, but whenever she turned back, she went back to being normal, Jane Foster. So that's a unique scenario there. I don't think that's honestly, I'd take Thor's hammer. Because super soldier serum, hell, super soldier serum could be slurped out of you. As we saw in the Road to Secret Empire.
Danger.
That's how you start seeing skinny old man Steve Rogers for a little while. So I mean, I don't know. I'd rather have the hammer. Just because I like hammers.
I would much rather have the hammer. Well, not even that. I want to fly.
That too. Also, I would love to do the thing that Thor did in Infinity. It's actually my favorite part of Infinity. Is when he throws he throws the hammer away, like to make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. And then he literally coldest. That's the coldest Thor has ever been and will ever be in his life.
Coldest full page spread I had seen up until that point. Mm-hmm. When you turn that page and that hammer goes clean through some of them goddamn Beyonders, it was nuts.
I was like, it's like, and the thing is, like, because like the whole time he's talking, you just see the hammer flying past stars, planets, asteroids.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes around the sun and comes back. And then you just see that motherfuckers boop, 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 boop. Like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is wild. Y'all are out of pocket here with this.
I look at US Agent when you talk about the super soldier serum, or I look at Nuke. Not anything political, but just the fact that, like, okay, that Christopher Priest US Agent book, he got the super soldier serum and he's still having to order shields online, still got to pay bills, don't really know where the next check come from. What that super soldier serum doing for him, bro?
Also, he's still getting served by Daredevil.
What that super soldier serum doing for him, dog?
Look, Daredevil
super strong, getting worked by a blind motherfucker. Like, what that serum doing for you, dog?
And I want to point out something. Daredevil don't even have like actual superpowers.
He just can react. That's all he can do. He can react. You super strength, super speed, and you lost to a blind motherfucker that can react.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got.
Give me my hammer so I can fly away in embarrassment. Like, let me throw his hammer, bro. Stop playing with me.
Look, also, I always like that just be like, whoa, 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 and then, woo! Like, I want to do that at least once. You can't do that with no super soldier serum.
And plus, to know that nobody else can do it but me.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Nobody else can park my hammer somewhere living in LA and ain't got to worry about it getting broke into because I'm the only motherfucker who can pick it up, bro. Give me Thor's hammer, dog. Stop playing with me.
I still think about that shit from Secret Empire where Captain America left Thor's hammer in the middle of that area.
That was some G shit, though.
He was like, "No, come and get it." He's like, "Come and get it." Mm-hmm. I was like, "God damn!" Look, I'm telling y'all
to try because I pity the fool if I got to come pick them over.
He said, "Y'all about to catch that work."
I gotta go buy that. I gotta go buy that omnibus, dog. You didn't just did it for me. I gotta go buy that omnibus.
Oh no, dude, Secret. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can talk shit about Secret Empire if you want. That storyline was fire. I don't care. But yeah. So I'm sorry. Okay, so let's move on because we got other stuff to get into.
Yep.
Let's. You know what? We spent a lot of time talking about Superman. I don't know if I want to talk about this anymore. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to be quick, though. We're going to be quick because there's not really a whole lot to say. So that's how I'm going to justify it. So let's get into Justice League Crisis, the trailer that they had released.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to play the trailer, but honestly, I don't want to. We're gonna look at the images that I have procured from said trailer. So this is going to be a 3-part movie that is supposed to tell the story of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Which for those who don't know, somehow you don't know, Crisis on Infinite Earths is basically this big, I think it was like a 12-part story arc think it was 12 parts. I could be wrong there. But it basically kind of it reset the entire DC universe at the time. It was basically meant as a way to get rid of all those crazy ass Earths that had, kind of been popping up over time and make everything a little bit more actually a lot more pared down. And they're doing that here with this. And so, okay, you remember, Carter, when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths on CW, like how just like they were trying to just work with what they had. This is a different scenario. This is a different scenario because because this is animation, they can have all those crazy characters that they couldn't have on the CW, or they just didn't have the budget to do on the CW. Like in this shot right here, we see Flash, we see Blue Beetle, we see Oliver Queen, and I'm pretty sure if you look just a little bit next to him, that is probably Black Canary right there. So you got Green Arrow, Black Canary.
Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk is right behind Robin.
Man, ain't that about a bitch? Dude, they got everybody. No, that's Jade. No, leave them alone. But you got Batman, you got Robin, and not only do you have that, you've got two Supermen. Also, if you squint and look at the back, you can see Amazing Man. I'm joking. They actually do have shots. I was actually really impressed by this. They actually do have shots where Amazing Man is front and center. So that means he's actually going to get to do something. A lot of y'all don't even know who the fuck Amazing Man is. I do. And I did a video about him, but y'all go check that out. But Amazing Man's awesome. Because basically he was like, we always talk about like Black Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That was your Black Superman before Milestone ever gave us a Black Superman of our own. I mean, he wasn't like as powerful as Superman, but like he was the closest thing you had at the time to a Black Superman. It was actually a pretty cool character that just never really got the love and attention that I feel he deserved. But this actually looks pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, sir. Not gonna lie to you. We know we got Vixen. We also got Jon Stewart in the background. Also, I want to point out, I find it interesting that because I'm assuming this is Barry Allen and Iris West trying to get married. I find it funny that the best man and the best woman, Barry was like, "Nah, man, I need my magical Negro next to me from a best man." And well, Iris, she's black on this, so yeah, that's not really the same. But it's like, hey man, we gonna make sure y'all know black folks exist in the DC Comics universe. We're not gonna try and hide them like we used to. Where's Bloodwind? Where's Bloodwind hiding at? But no, this actually looks like it's gonna be maybe not so much I don't think it's gonna be comics accurate Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm sure they're gonna take some liberties. I would be shocked if they didn't. But I am interested in seeing Supergirl get broke off if they actually go that direction. Because that is a thing in Crisis on Infinite Earths. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Have you ever read Crisis on Infinite Earths, Carter?
I have not, man.
Okay.
It was so long ago, I didn't feel the need to go back to actually hunt it down.
That's fair.
I've seen videos in regards to it, so I know everything that goes down and how it goes down and what have you. But yeah, that was one of those like, and I know that a lot of y'all are gonna give me flack for this, and it's fine. But like the Bronze Age and all those kind of guys, it wasn't really my cup of coffee. If I can be completely honest,
that's fair.
But yeah,
it's not a story I enjoy rereading. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I read it once, and that was probably all I needed. Like it was Crisis on Infinite Earths was the first. I mean, technically, they had some storylines like Cosmic Odyssey and stuff like that I think actually took place beforehand. I want to say Cosmic Odyssey was before Crisis on Infinite Earths. I could be wrong. I might be misremembering, or was it Invasion or something like that? That might have been it, but. Basically, Crisis on Infinite Earths was the first major crossover event for DC. This was like big. Everybody was in this shit. Everybody was in Crisis on Like they literally, I think one of the spreads in, I think it was like the first or second issue of it, you literally remember that Green Lagoon scene in X-Force where they literally had like every goddamn mutant on Krakoa in it just hanging out in the bar.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but just with DC superheroes just chilling in one room.
Yeah.
And on a much bigger scale.
I remember seeing it in a bookstore.
Yeah.
And it was intimidating. I'm not going to lie. Just because when I saw it in that bookstore, I'm like, dude, there are probably so many books I need to read to know any of what is happening right now. Like, and that was another reason I just kind of backed off from it.
Like this shit right here. Like it's just a wall of motherfuckers sitting there just like talking. There's a wall of motherfuckers talking. That's what that is. Like I say, it's not bad. And it's one of those stories that I feel like it was enough for me. That it was enough for me to read it the one time. Because like you look here, like here's another one. Like you see like all these like different characters, like bam, bam, bam. It's like, oh, here's this character, that character, this character, that character. It's like you find out, oh, there's not just the one Superman. There's a bunch of there's like 2 or 3 other Supermen running around in this shit. So yeah, I this is something that I feel like, honestly, if you don't want to go back and read Crisis on Infinite Earths, this might be the closest you get to something that would be like the same, but not exactly. You know what I mean?
Would it be a good the same? Not exactly, because what are you hoping that they do it like you're describing? Just because we've seen the DC track record. I think one example that a lot of people are bringing up, because I went to see if there were any comments on this, and there are no comments on that YouTube video. They got rid of people commenting.
On the trailer.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder why. It's woke.
So I don't know, dude. Like, cause I know one thing I did see someone bring up was like, I really hope they can. They basically sounded like you, where they had this idea of how they could do the story and what they wanted, and then you had another group of people saying that I just really hope that they don't Killing Joke it.
Got you. Adding unnecessary shit to try and like edge it up. Yeah,
or one of our favorite movies of a certain year ago where you went off. That
Dark Side
Justice
War?
League Dark. Yeah.
So or was it Justice League Apocalypse
route.
War or some shit like that? Was that what it's called?
Yeah.
Fuck that movie. Yeah, fuck that movie. That movie is just unnecessary.
So yeah, that's the one thing I'm saying with a lot of people. Like they're really hoping they don't like Killing Joke or Apocalypse or Dark Side War or anything like that, where they actually kind of stick more to the source material. Or if you do certain changes, let those changes not be obnoxious and that they make sense. And that's what I hope for a lot of these.
Yeah, same. I'm in the same boat there. I don't, because here's the thing. It's not to say that Apocalypse War didn't try to be good. It's just that they went out of their way. Like, it was one of those deals where I feel like they went out of their way to try and make it seem like it was more than what it was. They're like, oh, well, here, let's just kill a bunch of characters because we're going to reset all this shit anyway. Let's just kill everybody. Let's kill everybody. And you know what? Not only are we going to kill everybody, we're going to kill everybody in the dumbest ways humanly possible. Like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to say, yeah, if that's your plan, if I was sitting in the room with them when they were formulating the plan for Apocalypse War, I would have been like, you know what? I feel like this is a lot of egregious death just, for nothing. Like, I mean,
it was because it was rated R. We can show these. We and this.
We got to justify our rating. Yeah. But, by the way, none of it's going to matter because we're going to reboot the whole universe anyway. And that's
have any other animated, that was another thing I wanted to bring up to you about this trilogy getting announced. I haven't really heard a lot about any other DC animated films dropping like that. You would usually always hear about animated DC films dropping. Is this like in a list of things that have come out that I've just missed?
Yeah.
Because this caught me off guard when I saw this trailer.
So since the Apocalypse War, they've released, there was that Flash movie that they did. There was a Superman one. I think there might have been a Batman one, but I might be misremembering that. There was a Wonder Woman one, I believe. I could be wrong there. Maybe.
Okay.
Possibly. And here I'm actually.
I know the Catwoman is the only thing I can really think of is that Catwoman one. And Trimble Dust is in the chat saying that they've been scarce since their little reboot. Okay.
Yeah, they have been. They have been. So basically instead of doing like a bunch of movies like back to back, let's see. Here we go. I got it right here. So here's what they had. We had Superman Man of Tomorrow that came out in 2020, which I didn't watch. They had Justice Society World War II, which I did watch, and I really liked it. We had Batman The Long Halloween Part 1 and 2. We had DC Showcase Constantine House of Mystery, which was basically them just taking all those Constantine animated shorts and putting them together as one thing. There was Green Lantern Beware My Power, you know, the one where I said it just sounded like Aldous Hodge was reading.
Yeah,
he was just
That's
reading.
the one I remember, that one, and Catwoman. That's the only thing that can come to mind.
So here's the thing. That one wasn't even bad. It's just that it was just a thing. Like, I wasn't mad at it. I didn't feel like my time was wasted, but I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then the last one we had was Legion of Superheroes.
Didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah, there was Legion of Superheroes, which I haven't heard much about, but the few people I know who have seen it said they liked it. So take that how you want to. But I feel like the ones that people knew about the most were The Long Halloween, for what it's worth. But yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? But we can read a super chat.
Okay.
That's what we do. We read one from Adrian Mendoza, who is like, hey, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you, Blerd. I'm glad to find another Bowie fan. I'm off to my second job, or I said my second little job. #hustle, man, all day. And I appreciate you. Like, it's funny too, because I don't really talk about it very often, but I am a fan. I am a fan of the Bowie, and not just you, because some people have some people who are fans of David Bowie just like one iteration of David Bowie. I like a lot of iterations of David Bowie, even some that other people aren't terribly crazy about. Just because I love that man so much, love his music so much. But that said, yeah, are we? Do we care about this? Do we care about this Justice League crisis?
Well, I think that's a better question for you, because you've read the source material. Or where do you fall on this?
I don't care. The more I've thought about it, the more I'm just kind of like, maybe not.
Oh man, the chat. Somebody in the chat just brought up Super Sons. Didn't you get that book? Did you watch that?
Oh, that was okay. So yeah, that was that one. I did watch it. I did love it.
Okay.
I did in fact love that one. But here's the thing. It is literally just a retelling of that book. More or less. Not that specific book, but like the story of it, like the vibe and the tenor of it is very much the same as Peter Tomasi's, which, by the way, here, let me move this so I don't knock a bunch of shit over. Because it's behind some shit. It's behind my. Look how. Or wait, that's the Superman.
That's Superman.
Well, no, I had to get that out of the way. But I was just saying.
Yeah, now you see what I'm going through when I had to pull that Wonder Woman out for y'all asses.
Yeah, boy.
You do a side profile real quick. How? Yeah, I'm not getting that. My wrist is not going.
Oh no! Look at this. Here, look at it. It's look at this.
Oh my goodness!
It's almost as thick. Yeah, it's almost as thick.
I'll be a mistake.
Oh man, yes they were. Yes they were. Oh, here. You wanna see? You really want some comparison? Oh yeah, here we go. Ooh, it's heavy. It's so heavy.
Fuck that! I am so happy. I do not have an Immortal Hulk omnibus, and I got them in hardcovers. I am so happy. I would much rather take 5 hardcovers than that giant ass Immortal Hulk omnibus. You know, I forgot you bought it. I thought you were waiting for the one over here to drop down in price.
No, I had already bought it. I wasn't gonna let that get.
You said you were gonna get it that one to somebody else if you could get it.
Oh yeah, if I get it for cheaper, yeah. There's a.
I remember now.
But yeah, ooh man, that kind of
Blerd's hardcover game might be unmatched.
No, man. What's that dude?
Near mint condition.
Near mint condition. That motherfucker got a whole wall full of them shits.
He has, because I actually tried to do that one day because I thought about your shelf, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 of your shelves all around the wall. Like,
I wish I had that many. I wish.
Would you want them though?
Yes. Did you? Okay, because I'm gonna tell you right now. There's times where like I'll lean back and just be like,
dude, why don't you hit him up?
Let's
Is that Hawkeye?
Yeah, I got Hawkeye up there.
Do you? Oh, so one thing I'm actually happy about. That's what I thought there was. They're re-releasing that.
Are they? Ooh.
Yep. I think it's next week.
Oh shit! I might get another one then.
So I get wow. So yeah, I'm gonna snatch that.
When I pull this bad boy down and be like, ooh, let me. Look, I'm gonna start doing like the old folks. You'd be like. But no.
Oh no, it's worse. When they would lick their finger to turn the page, or when you subsequently got that book back, you could always tell because that one page will still have that dried up fogginess.
Ugh, gross.
That somebody's nastiest saliva-filled thumb was on your stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. And I do agree with Cryptic. Yeah. Super Sons was great till they aged John up. Yeah. I didn't like how they aged him up. I felt like I feel like, dude, DC was so quick to ruin what was already working. They were so quick. It was like, nope, get him up. So let's see here. Let's move on to our last thing, and that is G.I. Joe, Carter.
Yes.
G.I. Joe is there. And they are in a lot of ways because Carter, I don't know if you've been keeping up. So we got the Energon universe. That much we've talked about it before.
Yes,
but did you know that G.I. Joe, the actual comic G.I. Joe, because we knew about the Cobra Commander and the Duke stuff.
Yeah.
But the actual flagship G.I. Joe title will be coming back with Larry Hama. Larry Hama is going to be on this motherfucker. And here's the thing. Here's something I never thought about. It says, legendary writer Larry Hama has been the driving force behind G.I. Joe, a real American hero, since it began at Marvel in 1982, the year I was born. So since I was born, scripting almost all of the original 155 issues himself. Now, they say the series was canceled in 1994, picked back up a few years later at Devil's Due Publishing, albeit without him. And I think they ended that run at 300. So here's the thing. With all of this going on, we are going to have Larry Hama and Chris Mooneyham on this book. And honestly, this is going to be wild because basically what they're doing is it's issue number 1, but it's actually going to be titled issue 301. Because it is apparently it's going to be a jumping on point for new readers, but it's also kind of implying that they're going to be addressing continuity. Like previous continuity, maybe possibly. I don't know. It is difficult to say at this point. But basically, either way, it's still going to be a jumping on point. It will be a part of Skybound's crop of G.I. Joe related things, most likely. And it looks like it's going to be pretty fire. It looks like it's gonna be pretty fire so far. I am already kind of like anxious to get on this. This is gonna be something special. Carter, did you ever read the old G.I. Joe comics from back in the day? Did you ever get on those?
I did not. I was the cartoon guy.
Okay. Yep.
I was the cartoon guy. I was the action figure guy. I had several adventures with Power Rangers and G.I. Joe, just beating the shit out of people. I was even more excited when it came back for a little while on Adult Swim. I don't know. Did you ever watch the G.I. Joe Resolute?
I did. There was another one that came out too that I don't think people really talk about. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was one that came out. God, when did it drop? I can't remember the name of it. But no, carry on. It'll come to me later.
See, with me, I was never able to get like the G.I. Joe comics, the Batman comics, the
Sigma 6 comics. That's what it was. G.I. Joe Sigma 6. It was more anime inspired.
Okay.
It was also what's the best way to put it? This was the first time I'd ever seen Cobra Commander not be a bitch. Like the first time Cobra Commander fought Duke on that show, he got broke off. Like Cobra Commander was like you know how like Serpentor was supposed to be like the real leader, like the one that like was supposed to be the real like tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what Cobra Commander was on the on that show. Like here, I just to give you an idea, like that's what Cobra Commander looked like on Sigma 6. That motherfucker had a cape. He had the helmet and the cloth mask. It was the best of both worlds, and he beat the fool. He beat the red, white, and blue out of Duke. But yeah,
man, I wish I had read those comics, but it's just I was in a household where I was around people that the only comic they knew was Archie.
Oh, damn.
That was it.
Damn.
So I never was able to until I got around other people when I was younger in school and you remember the fucking book fairs from back in the day. So that's when I was able to dive head first into comics and stuff like that. I just, my G.I. Joe was literally just the cartoon and action figures.
Yeah. I said so. Look. Dude, okay. I gotta point out something. YTube Noob said so. Said G.I. Joe is one of the wokest series. Even had the Eco Warriors toy line. Okay, so here's the thing. Back when the Eco Warriors thing was going on in the cartoons and the toys, that was when I kind of started to slowly fall out of G.I. Joe. Not for that reason, but just like I started like watching other shit. But like I remember having some of the Eco Warriors toys because like I don't know if you remember this, Carter, but this was back when you could I think like if you put the toy in water or something, like it would change.
Yep.
That shit was that shit was almost too wild. It was a little too wild for your boy. But yeah, for those, I'm gonna tell you right now, you will probably have a difficult time finding Sigma 6. I think it's on Tubi TV, but I actually do recommend it. Like, if you've never seen G.I. Joe Sigma 6, I do recommend it. That's the best G.I. Joe I had seen in a long time.
So, Sigma 6, you're probably right. It might be on Tubi or things like that. Resolute, you can go on YouTube. It's on
That's on
YouTube,
Joe's
channel.
But yeah,
you just kind of brought me back with them Eco Warriors though,
bruh.
Because because the toys themselves, you could fill them up with water because they all had guns that when you squeeze them, they would shoot the water out, and then when you would shoot other people's Eco Warrior toys, it would be like it wasn't blood because it was water, but it was like you lit their ass up.
Oh yeah, it's like. Like motherfucker be like had like pink and green shit
that you can fill up. So when you let the cannons out, them cannons was lighting motherfuckers up.
Dude,
man,
let me tell you something.
You took me back on that. You took me back on that.
I'll never forget this Christmas a day in my life. The day I walked out and I found the G.I. Joe General under my tree. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, the General vehicle, not to be confused with General Hawk. Here, I'm gonna pull this up. This was a real thing. This is a real thing. This is actually a little, yeah, this is it. Yep, this is it right here. So basically, it had like all this shit, guns, light. Well, you didn't actually have lights. Lights were just little plastic parts. But like, this was legitimately probably one of the best toys I ever owned. Because it had like a carrier compartment. Like if you, here, I'm gonna pull this part up too. Like if you look like down in here, like if you move these, you could put your Joes, you could put the Joes inside and you could have them riding. Like you could put the Joes inside here. You could have them riding like inside the General, like underneath all that. Dude, the day I found that under my tree, I hollered. I screamed. You couldn't tell me shit for the rest of, like from that day well into the next Christmas of the following year. You couldn't tell me shit. But yeah, this book, getting back to it, because we kind of went off on a tangent there, but I don't know exactly how they're gonna do all this, because here's the thing. Technically, while this is under Skybound, it's not exactly under the Energon Universe banner per se. It's coming out alongside those comics, but it's largely going to keep to itself. But that said, Larry Hama has not like shut down the idea of having any crossover. It's just that there is no planned crossover between these comics. So for the most part, you're not going to see Transformers showing up in those books or yet. And bear with, and this is G.I. Joe, a real American hero. They will probably, Skybound will probably do another comic. I wouldn't be surprised they did this. That was just G.I. Joe.
You think that's what the Duke and Cobra Commander are? They're
kind
going
of
to be
launching
more so with Void Rivals and the like, but G.I. Joe, a true American is gonna, see, it almost sounds like he wants to finish the stuff that he had in place prior, and then we can get to the Skybound of it all, which I'm completely fine with. I think if none of you all are paying attention, I think this book is going to be in great hands, because you have Eastman and Waltz doing Ninja Turtles. They're doing what they started with. Got Greg Weisman.
Don't forget about Sophie Campbell.
Gargoyles.
Don't forget about Sophie Campbell
as well. I do apologize, but yeah, you have Greg Weisman on Gargoyles. You got Larry Hama on G.I. Joe. See, this is when the people that made the toys get to take toys out the box. You get some good stories sometimes. Case in point, Superior Spider-Man #1, but that we gonna move home. We gonna move.
Wait! Look, hey!
Well, yeah, look,
he's dead already. He's dead already. Stop hitting it.
I think this is gonna be really good. I think this is gonna be really good.
Oh yeah, and
for him, what's crazy to me about like the Greg Weismans and the Eastman and Walls and Sophie Campbell and the Larry Hamas is just that, to be completely honest, that they're still doing it. That they still have stories to tell, because I almost feel like and that's what always trips me out, because I'm like, you all laid the foundation, you get in your bag, you get to see your babies grow, you ain't really gotta do shit else.
No,
so
you really don't.
To be back out, to still be in the trenches and doing, like, that's dope. That's dope.
100%. I will also say that and to give you guys a little bit of a head, well, I guess not a heads up, but this isn't even anything y'all got to wait for. The first issue, 301, is already out. 302 is not out yet. That's the one that's not out yet. But I think I want to wait till like a few issues come out, and I kind of want to, like, maybe later, once we get a few issues, I kind of want to check back in on them and see where we're at.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. That said, that was kind of more of a public service announcement than anything else. I'm just happy to see Larry Hama doing this, man. Larry Hama is a legend in the business of comics. If you are the least bit a fan of Wolverine or G.I. Joe, you know exactly what that means. So yeah, I'm happy to see this. I'm always happy to see stuff like this. But that said, let's see. We got us a super chat here that we are going to dive into here real quick, and then we're going to move on to our recommendeds. We got one here from Chris Debo. Says question, Ernie Carter, if you could bring back any 80s / early 90s cartoon or comic, which would it be? Ooh, man. Ooh, man. Ugh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because there's some good ones out there that did. Nope. I know the answer. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to think about it. Carter, do you have one?
No, go ahead.
So here, one of my favorite cartoons from back in the day, and I swear to God, I used to get hype, I tells you, whenever it would come on, because I loved the theme song so much. Carter, are you familiar with the here, let me take a sip of water on me. Carter, are you familiar with the dinosaurs?
You just had to sing it, didn't you? Okay.
Dinosaurs. So yeah, that's the one I would do. I would bring back the Dino Saucers because that is a cartoon I really loved as a kid. I thought it was so awesome because it was basically Transformers. It was Transformers with dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs don't transform. That's the difference. The dinosaurs do not transform. It's literally just two different sides going against each other in the same fashion as like the Autobots and the Decepticons. But it was such a good show that I was very sad when it just kind of stopped coming on TV. But yeah, that is.
Remember when you didn't know shit got canceled? It just stopped coming on.
Yeah, that was, you want to talk about hard times. Bro, imagine you watching the show, man. It's your favorite show. You love this show. And you turn on the TV, like the show come on every Saturday morning at 10:30. And you turn on the TV at 10:30 and that motherfucker is not on. Something else is in its place. And you like, oh, okay, maybe next week. So you come back next Saturday, 10:30, same time, and the same show is in its place. And you just like, well, I guess and you come back again the next week. You're like, okay, that was last week. What about this week? And then you're like, nah, it still ain't back. Well, I guess that shit's canceled. It's like, I guess. I saw some people bring up Exo Squad. Exo Squad is actually a really good one. It's actually on Peacock. If anyone was curious, I actually saw it on there. I added it to my playlist so I could go back and rewatch it. Exo Squad was too ahead of its time, though. Exo Squad, like, okay, Carter, you know how we get shows now that are like they're animated, but like they're not necessarily. Case in point, Blue Eye Samurai, not for the babies. It's not for the babies. Not to say Exo Squad was that way, but I just mean the subject matter of Exo Squad was that way. Like Exo Squad, you watch Exo Squad, they were doing Game of Thrones level like storylines, like just minus the sex, but like the implications were there, and children weren't smart enough to appreciate it at the time. Like they weren't, I won't say smart enough, they weren't mature enough to appreciate time. You're marketing this cartoon that is literally probably better suited for adults at children.
which is funny considering Exo Squad was going to be the one that I would.
Oh, damn. But I mean, dude, Exo Squad was lit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Exo Squad and Recess. Like
Recess. Okay. I like it. No, Exo Squad, and I even had some of the toys, but like the Exo Squad was, it was legit. Exo Squad was about business. And you know what it was? It was, I mean, I'm not saying, one to one, but I feel like if you were ever a person who would be into stuff like Gundam, I feel like Exo Squad would be like the gateway drug to get you there. Like if you were ever a kid who loved like Exo Squad, you very likely wound up liking Gundam too. Like I said, it's not exactly the same thing, just in the sense that like these people had the exo suits that they rode around in. They weren't Gundams. They weren't even the size of Gundams. It was kind of like being in Carter, like you remember like the power armor suit from Alien? It was kind of like being in one of those. Like they weren't that much bigger than the person that was in them. But so it's not exactly the same, but that's like a shot from Exo Squad. But yeah, it was a great show. I loved it. I saw someone in the chat bring up Botsmaster. That's another one. Like if it wasn't Dino Saucers for me, it would be Botsmaster. Botsmaster was a really awesome show that I honestly don't know how it did not catch on. Did you ever watch Botsmaster, Carter?
I did not.
Dude, the theme song was like, I used to tune in for the theme song just off the strength of that alone. But yeah, it was great. It was a great show. Very, very, very good show. But also one of those that when I, kind of like you said, like it just stopped coming on and I was like, oh, okay then. Fuck me, I guess. There's another one. This isn't so much a cartoon though. Who remembers? I know some people might remember this because of the anime, but I wonder how many people remember this because of the actual show that used to come on. I know some of y'all are probably very familiar with the show SSSS Gridman.
Yes.
So, do you know what that anime is based on, Carter? It's based on this. That's why it's called SSSS Gridman, for Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
No shit.
It's not exactly why, but it's a throwback to that because Gridman was a spinoff of Ultraman. It actually was Ultraman in a lot of ways. But there was an original Japanese TV show called Gridman. And it was about this guy. He would go into cyberspace and fight computer viruses. And that was the computer virus in question. But he would be like, huh? But no, also the funny thing about it was the American version had one of God, what was that boy's name? What was that boy's name that was on that show? Was it not Joey Lawrence, but it was Matthew Lawrence. Yeah, it was Matthew. It had Matthew Lawrence on it, and Tim Curry as the main bad guy. That was awesome. Loved it. It was good times. It was the best of times. It was the best of times. It was maybe even possibly the worst of times. But yeah. Ooh. So yeah, I would bring back that because like I said, Tokusatsu head over here. Let's get to Carter. You said you had a recommended this week that you wanted to talk about real quick.
Shout out to Elise Liana Boyd. She brought a reboot.
Reboot would be a good one. Actually, Reboot's a pretty good one.
No, because remember it did get rebooted and it was.
Ooh, no, not that one. No, not that one. Not that one.
So my recommended this week is only to remind people that this is a thing that they were watching at some point. Doom Patrol. Yep. If a lot of you remember that Doom Patrol went on a break for a while and then the writer strike and other things happened. So it took a minute for the show to actually give you the second half of the damn season, but it's out now. The final episodes are out. It is finished. It is done. So this recommended was more so just as a way to recommend, just to refresh your memory. in a sense that you can now go fucking finish Doom Patrol because ain't no telling. You probably been waiting on it and forgot about it, like I did, like Ernie did, like so.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched a stitch of the episodes that have come out since the break.
Yeah.
Not
But
even a little bit.
Yeah, they're actually back now, so you can go ahead and finish it and go back to whatever it is you were watching. So that's what I'm recommending. You all go ahead and you all go finish Doom Patrol. What you recommending this week, old man?
Oh man, I'm gonna recommend Philadelphia. Largely because I have this right here. I have this.
Had you not had it?
Nope. I finally got it. Well, okay, so I'm gonna tell you why I didn't have it. I was waiting for it to come out. This is relatively new. Not new, but like it's only been out for a little while.
I was gonna say, yeah, because that shit been on my shelf. I thought you had that one.
No, this one, because I wanted to get book 1 because I didn't want to get the floppies. I didn't want the floppies. I wanted to get the actual hardcover, and I got this, and I was like, you know what? This is what I want. Matter of fact,
I'm happy you got it. Shit, you were the one who told me to get it because I didn't want that big ass Immortal Hulk, and I asked you, should I get Philadelphia?
I had it by then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like when I told you to get it is when it came out.
Gotcha.
Like I already had it. It's just that I'm recommending it now.
Yeah.
But no, this story is fantastic. And I actually bring it up because Philadelphia just recently came back with issue 31. Yeah. Where and we talked about that in the previous week. Or the week prior. I don't remember. I've slept since then. But yeah, so it made me go back. Reading that issue made me go back, reread the first 15, 20 issues of Philadelphia. And yeah, I can definitely confirm. This is it. This is it. I think this one actually has. This one also has the backup stories in it. The Elysium Gardens, which is basically how you get introduced to the werewolf characters who show up in the later issues. So that way, because if you don't read them, I'm gonna be honest with you, if you don't read them, you will just see werewolves show up and you will have no idea why they're even fucking there. I'm just gonna be real with you. I love it because like all the werewolves are black. Pretty much. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's awesome. And it's funny seeing how they interact with the other characters who are already present. But for those that don't know what Philadelphia is about, as its name would imply, it takes place in Philly. It takes place in Philly, but there's a guy by the name of James Sangster Sr. We always joke about this because the man in question.
That's who that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Rodney Barnes, all he doing is trying to wish it into existence. Like when I get this show done, you gonna be the pappy.
Basically. So yeah, for those who are unfamiliar, the actor, what is his name? Phil Morris. Phil Morris, who some of you, like I said, if we were literally just talking about Doom Patrol, but if that is a show that you are very familiar with, that actor is basically the face. He's basically the face for the main character of the series.
If you all are any kind of a Marvel reader and you know how Mike Deodato will pull from actors when he draws certain characters. Alexander did the same thing for this. Jason Shawn did the exact same thing for this.
100%.
It's obnoxious that's supposed to be.
It's 100. And for those that don't like here, I'm actually gonna pull this up just because I don't want anyone to think that like we're bullshitting here. I'm 100% serious in this when I say it. He is, for all intents and purposes, like that is him. Like here, matter of fact, let me pull this image up. This is actually one of my favorite images right here of our character in question. But right here, that's him. That is him. 100% full stop every issue. It's not like, oh, they did it just for like this one issue. No,
Nope.
It's the same face every fucking time. Every fucking time. But no, it's a great story because it's all about a cop who kind of fucks around and finds out in terms of discovering the existence of vampires in Philadelphia. And I won't say any more than that because honestly, the story is such that it's better to not know too terribly much. And it's fun. It's fun. It's dark. It can be kind of grimy at times. You learn a lot about some characters and a lot about history. And there's, if you keep up with any of Rodney Barnes's other Killaverse books, like Nita Hawes' Nightmare blog, you will see crossover between certain characters that show up. Nita Hawes, right now, as of the last couple of issues, has been in the Philadelphia books because she is the ex-girlfriend of the James Sangster Sr.'s son, James Sangster Jr. So there you go. But yeah, great story, very good book. I highly recommend it. If you can get the trade, do it. It's worth it. It is worth. It's only that one is only the first 12 issues plus the Elysium Garden stuff, which basically gives you about, I think, like 17 issues worth of stories, or kind of close to that, because the Elysium Gardens ones, they're not that long, so I guess it's probably closer to like maybe 15 issues grand total if we're really like counting pages. But it's worth it. It's worth it, and I'm eagerly waiting book 2. So there you go. Let's move on, because we got questions from the Discord, baby. Questions from the Discord, baby. So let's see where we want to start. Let's see where we start here. We got one from Levester. With the 10, let's see here. This one came in, early. Came in just, or like a little bit before we got started. It says, good afternoon, Blerd, Carter, and all of Blerd Koa. This isn't a comic question, but nonetheless. How long can you eat Thanksgiving leftovers for? Was discussing this with some coworkers, and everyone had some very different answers. So I'm going to tell you right now, I give it a week. And I say a week because they usually don't be in my house after that. They've been ate. They've been ate. They've all been ate. The only thing that's left is the stuff that like I took just to be nice. That's always the stuff I took from somebody's house just because they tried to get rid of it. Yeah. And I knew they didn't want to have to keep it or throw it away. So I'd be like, all right, cool, I guess. Sure, why not? Let's see here. Carter, what's your take? What do you think? How long do you think Thanksgiving leftovers should be kept?
2 at the latest.
Okay. 2 days?
Sometimes if they get me fucked up. 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. Oh, got you. Well, yeah.
Some people, because I've done this myself, try to make that shit into meals you taking to work.
Oh, yeah. No, I do that too.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 2 weeks at the latest.
Yeah. Oh no, I got I'll have, like, if it's some turkey or some ham left. Oh, you best believe I'm making sandwiches. You best believe.
Goddamn right.
Dude, the best ham sandwich you'll ever have in your life, best turkey sandwich you ever have in your life, is that first turkey or ham sandwich after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bet. Like honestly, it fucks up every turkey or ham sandwich you have until the next Thanksgiving. Let's see here. We've got another one. Oh man, we got the goat in here. Trap God Thanos here says, good evening, Carter and Blerd. Why do you think the comics readers, big 2 readers, immediately disparage any new ideas, whether it's powers, characters, or even costumes? They don't get a fair chance. I am newish to reading comics, only in the last 4 years, so maybe it's a new problem in the fandom, but it's bizarre to see, especially when these same people complain that the stories are stagnant now. Don't forget to get those likes up. P. Diddy is watching you, and he will he will bomb your car.
Wow.
Oh, God damn.
Wow.
I wasn't ready for that part. But no, it's not a new problem, but it is something that's become more vocal lately, if that makes any sense. People have been having this problem for forever. Case in point, Carter, we just saw this week. Daredevil. Do you remember 90s Daredevil? The black and red costume? The black armor costume?
Yeah, it just had a
they just had a
number one.
Yeah, they just had a number one going. That costume was hated so much. That costume was hated so much that people petitioned. People like wrote into Marvel trying to get them to change it back to the regular costume.
Wow.
And I thought the shit was funny because I actually liked the costume. It was, now, if you ask me, like, what is my personal favorite costume of Daredevil, I'm always gonna say the basic ass red costume. That's always gonna be my personal favorite because that's the one that I know it. I know it. That is the costume I know. However, and here, I'm gonna show you just so y'all know what I'm talking about here. Oop, that was the wrong one here. Wait, go back. Where'd it go? That was not the correct. I was literally just staring at it and it just disappeared from me. Never to be. Oh, here it is. Bam. This one. People hated that costume when it initially debuted. And now, guess what? It's back. And people are kind of happy about it, I guess. People complained about, all sorts of things regarding, Spider-Man with, because I remember there were people who didn't like the original black costumes, or the original like symbiote suit black costume Spider-Man for a while, back when that initially debuted. So yeah, honestly, here's the thing. This is how people are. They are a word I like to call fickle. They will hate something today and then swear to God tomorrow that they loved it. And vice versa. It goes both ways. I have seen people who love something one day come back the next and be like, nope, I always hated it.
Yeah.
They kind of remind me of my daughter in some ways because she does that. Like I will, like you'll be like, because I think I told her one day about hey, there's a live action Moana coming out, and she was like, I hate Moana. And I was like, you hate Moana? I was like, you literally made us watch it like every day for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I hate it. I never really liked it. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. But it's one of those things. It's one of those things. She don't want to be wrong. That's what that is. That's what it is. She.
I wonder who she get that from.
Hey, first off, I don't mind being wrong. I challenge people to tell me I'm wrong. But when I know I'm right, then yes, that just is what it is. So hey,
well, let's get to something that we know that you don't hate and that you actually love. It's wrestling. We got another question from I Cower Over Nothing. Are you going to watch Survivor Series tonight or the 3 hours of AEW on TNT? And what did you, because I didn't watch it, think of Full Gear?
It was great. Full Gear was fantastic. It was a great pay-per-view. Swerve Strickland and Hangman, I feel like they kind of slick stole the show. As far as I was concerned, there were a lot of good matches. Every match honestly was pretty damn good. It was one of those where there wasn't really a bad match on the card, but as far as like what I'm watching, I'm not watching either. I'm not watching either tonight because I will be doing something else. I'll actually be hanging out with the guys from Waving the Red Flag podcast. So that'll be something I'll be doing, and if I'm not mistaken, it's something that will probably go up at a later date, probably within the next like few days. But I will let you all know when it happens. I may they said that we're gonna do like a little pre-show type deal where we're just kind of farting around. I might live stream that. They said I could if I wanted to, so that might be a thing. I don't know, but later tonight I'll be talking with them, so I won't be watching anything.
Okay.
Especially not Survivor Series. But yes, carry on.
Shit. Okay. We got one from Urban Prince Strong Style saying, good afternoon, Blerd Carter, and a happy Turkey Day. Here's a question. Would you say that the Squadron Supreme is a rival superhero team to the Avengers rather than just supervillains in the Avengers Rogues Gallery? Well, they actually tried that in Heroes Reborn.
Yeah. Didn't work out too well. Because they wound up just being villains. They wound up just being villains, is what happened. They wound up just being villains.
Yeah, so could they be a rival superhero team? I mean, it's the Justice League. Of course they could. Yeah. But for Marvel, no, it depends on the writer. Let's just say that. It depends on the writer.
I'll put it this way. If it was up to me, I would do the Squadron Supreme the way Heroes Reborn started, at least in terms of them being superheroes. I wouldn't try and make them bad guys or make them people. I would kind of do a Civil War style. I would just make them people who do things differently than the Avengers. And those things make them at odds with one another. That would be the smarter way to do it. If you wanted to have them as rivals. I don't think the Squadron Supreme works really well as bad guys because technically they're supposed to be the good guys. But I guess if you wanted them to be bad guys, you could kind of make it where it's one of those like totalitarian Superman deals where like they are trying to do good and they technically are doing good, but they're doing it in a bad way. You could do it that way. But that also goes back to the two teams of good guys, but they just do things differently. That's how I would do it. But
okay.
Fuck do I know.
Last question from the Discord from LJ Brown. Happy Thanksgiving, Ernie and Carter. Full plate or not?
Damn.
I just wanted to ask you, do you think they're gonna do to the Anissa what? Okay, I see what he said.
Yeah,
do you think they're gonna do the Anissa thing in the show Invincible? P.S. So in this one episode, Ernie went full big worm on us and revealed he loves Ziggy Stardust. Possible tears for fears to all in one episode. Get them likes up, people, or Carter might fade out of our universe. Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. But the main point of that question was, do you think they're going to do the Anissa thing in the show? Because the reason he's asking you that question is because a lot of people have been talking about the fact that in the most recent episode, or not the recent, I think it was the one prior to that with Alan brought up the fact that there are Viltrumite kids. So a lot of people are saying that might be a way for them to reference it without going 100% Anissa, because there are Viltrumite kids.
I mean, yeah, that is possible, but honestly, I kind of feel like that was a story arc that, while I don't me personally, I would probably leave that out because, you and I both said this. Robert Kirkman has a rough time writing women. Like, he's gotten better, but when we talk, well, at least I know when I talk about like writing women terribly, that is one of those instances. I mean, is Anissa, because basically what they did was they had her do something that I think is egregiously terrible. Something you can't come back from. And I feel like that was something Robert Kirkman tried to make a theme of in Invincible. If you read the full run of the comics, there are more than just her, but like there are multiple characters who do really bad things, and everyone just kind of like is okay. And not everybody, but there are certain characters that kind of get away with it more than others. But like there are characters like, I guess I'm over it now. And that's one that I don't know if it's a good idea to hand wave away the way they did in the comic, because in the comic, it was never really properly addressed. It was a thing that was always... He never really
had any comeuppance or anything like that for it.
Yeah, there was no closure. There was no real actual closure to any of it. And I feel like, okay, here's what I would do. If you do it, I feel like there needs to be some closure. Not some like, oh, well, the book is over, so we're just going to wrap it up into a couple of throwaway pieces of dialogue and some random shit. And which is honestly, that is what happens. The final two issues, I think, of Invincible are pretty much just like a race to the finish line. Like so many storylines just kind of whoop, 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 whoop. And it's like, oh shit. And maybe it's because I read all of it like in a very short succession, but that's what it felt like. When I got to the last, like issue 140, actually, honestly, the entire final arc of Invincible kind of feels rushed because they're just trying to end it. But like that last part where they're finally like trying to wrap up all the loose ends, it's just like boom, 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 just over and over and over again.
So I
And,
actually
yeah.
want to ask you a question because the Elite X one in the chat saying that he thinks the Anissa thing needs to happen just to spotlight that it happens to dudes IRL. And something that you just said with where there wasn't closure and a lot of that seemed like it was just speed rushed. Somebody in the chat said it, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna actually piggyback on what you said and add a little bit more to it. Do you think that with how you said the book handled it?
Yes.
Do you think one good reason that the show should, in this case, do that would be because they could go the route of the boys in the sense of
handle it better?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's the only reason I would say do it. Is if you can do it and give it the proper respect it deserves. If you're just going to do it and do it exactly the way it was done in the comic, leave that shit out. Nobody needs it. Because
I found something I was going to send you because it goes back to him trying to say that Kirkman was saying that Invincible is supposed to be like a realistic take on stuff like that. And his response, I cannot find it for the life of me, and I found a link for it, but I was going to send it to you to talk about it. But he basically was saying that the reason there was no real like closure or anything like that is because that's real. Sometimes there isn't.
That's called lazy. I said that's lazy. That's what that is.
No. I'm saying that. But I meant to send that to you, and that's my.
Bad No. You're good. I'm talking about him. I'm saying what he said. That's a lazy cop out. Because if you wanted to have the dangling plot thread of, I'm trying to think of a random thing from Invincible. If you wanted to leave the dangling plot thread of what happens between Monster Girl and Robot, at least as far as like stuff that has not happened yet on the show that I won't bring up, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's read the comic, you know what I'm talking about. There's a little something that comes back later that's tied to them. And if they just left that as a dangling plot thread and just said, no, we'll just not really resolve that, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But this is something that directly happens to the main character, affects the main character on such a level that he's literally dealing with it in PTSD fashion for the remainder of the series. I think this is something that happened in it was around like the 70, 80 issue mark.
It was one something. It was
one something. Okay, so regardless, I think it was early 100s. Either way, it's something he deals with for the rest of the series, which ran to 144 issues. And I'm sorry, but if you're just going to hand wave that shit, I don't want it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it right, give it the respect it deserves, and let Mark get the closure. And better yet, let Anissa get a chance to redeem herself and earn the redemption. Because I'm not going to lie, as much as I wanted to feel for her and the reasons they gave for why she did what she did, honestly, I felt her redemption was unearned.
Yeah.
It was unearned. So there you go.
Okie dokie. So did not mean to spend that long on Discord. So let's do these questions from the chat. And I actually have a first question for you because I actually want to see what you think because you, my brother, are reading Immortal Thor. And this question is from Jerome. What are your thoughts on Thor actually using his brain instead of his brawn? So Loki, Beta Ray Bill, Jane, and Storm touch his hammer to form his Thor core in an attempt to challenge the Utgard Thor.
I actually talked about this in my video. Well, I mean, I didn't talk about that aspect of it, but I will say, at least as far as like him using his intelligence, I think it's a good thing because it proves that he's not just muscle. Like Thor is really smart. He may not be as smart as Tony Stark, or Doctor Strange, or Beast or Mr. Sinister. He's not science smart. He's magic smart. Like he's mystical, magical smart. Like I would go on a limb and say that Thor is probably as smart as Tony Stark when it comes to matters of magic and myth and like godlike history. He's probably forgotten more shit than anyone would ever remember.
They actually make a comment like that in the live action movies when Thor wants to be the one to hold the Infinity Gauntlet because this is stuff that you all cannot comprehend.
Yeah,
he actually makes that comment. So yeah, that's fair.
It's a fair statement.
Okay, we got another question here from the other saying, do you think Storm and them should be so willing to trust Apocalypse given everything he has done and is still doing? And will it come to bite them in the ass at the end?
I don't think so. I think Apocalypse has had a good redemption arc. I feel like the Apocalypse of then is not the Apocalypse of now. And I think Al Ewing's done a really good job of trying to show us who Apocalypse used to be. And why he was the way he was, why he did the things he did. Now, granted, it doesn't excuse a lot of the stuff he did, but I feel like, and once again, I would forgive you if you did not read any of the Excalibur stuff, but like Apocalypse got a lot of time to cook over on that book to kind of give you a taste of why he might think some of the things he thinks, why he is the way he is. Al Ewing has done a really good job in bringing him back to kind of showcase why he has that mentality in Heralds of Apocalypse. I think everyone's okay to trust him. I think Storm knows that Krakoa is supposed to be a start over point. Something that I feel like a lot of other characters didn't get the memo on. Like, you remember like with Shadow King in New Mutants, everyone wanted to give him a hard time and not give him a fair chance. When in reality, he actually was trying to change. And, you know, same thing goes with Madeline Pryor. I feel like if we ignore the redemption arc, I mean, yes, I kind of have the same mentality. I'm very much a person who, like, if you fuck me over once, I will probably remind you every once in a while. Not like on purpose, but just in terms of if you try anything that kind of even looks remotely similar, I will probably be like,
why am I doing you like this? Motherfucker, don't you remember when?
Yeah, I'd be like, nah.
That one time.
Yeah. And like, if you and heaven forbid you fuck me over twice, you'll just never hear from me again. You'll just never hear from me again. That's just what it is. You are cut off. Like, honestly, I will do you the way that the Amish do people. I will shun you. I will shun you. You will never be spoken of. I will treat you like a Harry Potter villain. I won't even utter your name. I won't even want to acknowledge your presence. If we bumped into each other at a get together, and like you're standing next to someone, I'm gonna Doc Holliday you. Like, you don't stick your hand up like, oh hey, Blerd, what's up? I'll be like, pardon me if I don't shake hands. and be lucky if you get that. I might just look at you. Like, I'll probably just look at you and be like, and then be like, anyway, yeah, what's going on, pimp? And talk to the other person. So that's how I would do you if you fucked me over twice, especially if it was something like egregious. So yeah, but at the same time, you also have to recognize people can change. And if I see someone has made legitimate efforts to change, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I feel like Storm is doing the exact same thing. So, but that's that on that. Let's get YTube Noob, because we got a question in a little bit. We got some, yeah, we got one that's a little further back. Than those, and I don't want to lose that. YTube Noob says, wasn't Squadron Supreme created by the Grandmaster to be antagonists to the Avengers? I don't necessarily remember, but I want to say that is very likely the case, because I do remember reading back in the day something where it looked like they were being formulated for that very reason. I feel like it wasn't until recently with not recently, but like back when like all the Thunderbolt stuff was really jumping off, that they tried to do something with Squadron Supreme and make them more like heroic characters. But yeah, to me they were always just like the Crime Syndicate Justice League. That's how I always looked at them. I was like, this is Crime Syndicate universe Justice League right here. But you know, whatever. Let's see here. I'm going back just to make sure I haven't missed anything else, just to make sure, because we do have some super chats we haven't touched yet.
Yep.
We got some. Excuse me, Let's see here. We got one here from Go Conjure His Baby's Father with the $2. Says, did that comic from Charlemagne the God come out? I have no idea. I actually forgot he had a comic coming out. If that tells you anything. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna look it up real quick. Comic. Charlemagne the God. Oh yeah, I remember this one. This is one with not Black Lightning.
I don't like Charlemagne the God, so I don't give a shit about a comic, but that comment he just made, I just remembered it.
No, you did. Okay, so here. So Carter, you may or may not remember this. This was this right here. This dude.
Yeah, I remember now. I remember now because Kevin Graveau was helping him with it.
Yep, sure was. Sure fuck was. Darkstorm. That was his name. Darkstorm. Because you know what Darkstorm is. You could in no way, shape, form, or fashion could be Black Lightning. Dark. Oh, look, here's the thing. I know I'm laughing, but I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying that this can't be good. I'm not saying this can't be good. I actually want it to be good. I want it to be good. However, when you have a character who is like, okay, it's kind of like how I said before, like when I was talking about my comic, my main character is, one can make an argument that my character is derivative of John Constantine, but my character is not named Joe Blackenstein or Joe Conquistador or John or Jack Constantinian or anything of that nature.
Joe Conquistador is wild.
Right? Like, it's not like my character doesn't have a name that is derivative of the thing that is like what he is, inspired by. You know what I'm saying? Like my main character's name isn't Luthor or the mayor of Blacktown. Like, the name of the book isn't called, the dude who handles shit in Kingstown, or anything like that. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, it takes just a little, like, all I ask for is just a smidge more creativity in the character creation department. Is all I ask.
Blerd Carter, your 2 cents on the return of Mike Carey's plot in Immortal X-Men. Ernie did a video on it. Go watch it.
Yeah, that's it.
Shout out to T1000 saying Dark Light Bill.
Dude, could you imagine? I'm not gonna lie. If he would have named the character Black Light Bill, Brown Utilities. Wait. Hold on. Wait.
God.
Billy
Caucus.
Billy Caucus.
Billy Caucus.
God damn.
You know what? Nope. I see what's happening now. I just looked at the time. Fuck y'all for these horrific names.
Oh, yeah, no. Anyway, Breck Warren with the $5 says, sup, fellas? I've been gone for a minute. Also, by the way, dude, 3 years to celebrate. It says, I've been gone for a minute. Did y'all hear about the American Society of Magical Negroes movie? Looks and feels like the comic excellence. Yeah, so someone sent me a meme of it because they were talking about how, like, white people are going to be, like, stepping all over themselves to try not to fuck up the name of the movie or try not to say magical Negroes.
Okay, and I did see that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
Because they said how white folks are gonna come to the American group of the Society of the Advancement for and then it's like they said a black person could be like, yeah, give me 2 tickets for magical niggas. Is what they said. That's how I know about it. But yeah, that's there you go. But yeah, I have no thoughts on it. But the sound of it does sound like excellence. For those who are not familiar with that comic, it's basically like black people in magic, and very, very good too. Shade 757 with the $5 says, Blerd, did you play the Pokemon Teal Mask DLC? What did you think of it and upcoming Indigo disc? I did not, because you know what? I gave up on Pokemon. I saw what they were doing, did not appreciate it. I did not like Scarlet and Violet, not one bit. I beat it, couldn't tell you what happened. Let's see here, let's keep it going. Tubes1 says, the only closure we need is Adam, Eve, and Amber who somehow got powers to jump Anissa like all the female heroes did to Stormfront in the boy. If they did that, I would holler. I would holler. I just
saw a comment for that film called Wizards in Paris.
Oh my God. No, stop. Look, we got 2 more questions and we're going to get out of here, and I'm going to try and make them very fucking quick.
Oh, shit.
This is usually what happens. We start fucking around and it's like, oh shit, here we are. Well, I'm going to put it like this. I don't see any questions or anything that has. So you know what? I'm just going to take that as a win. Anyway, that said, I'm just saying, that said, Carter, do you have anything you want to announce before we get out of here?
LA Comic-Con is December 1st through the 3rd. I might be there.
You might. He said might. Good Lord. Not might.
I got to see if they got Dan Slott and Zeb Wells sitting next to together for Spider-Man.
Oh.
I have to see that. But yeah, I'm more than likely will be there. So if you all see me, wave.
I was sitting here thinking, I was like, dude, wait a minute. What?
If you all are pissed about something that Ernie said in the video, don't talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me.
And honestly, don't talk to me either, because I'm going to laugh at you. But yeah. Anyway, I can't tell you how many times people have tried to like tell me what to do in my videos. Like the same people who are like, you know, supposedly free speech warriors trying to censor my speech. What was the guy said on Rob's video, said that he didn't like me because I make too many predictions and that I spoiled the comments.
That was funny. That was funny.
Here's the thing. I was like, and yet you sit here watching Rob's channel. Okay. Whatever.
I ain't never seen a motherfucker be mad at somebody else for guessing right.
Yeah, I've never seen
nasty.
That shit.
That is nasty.
And I've actually seen a lot of people, there were a lot of people say, man, I just didn't want you to be right. And I was like, well, I was. So get over it. Anyway, carrying on. Yeah, so Waving the Red Flag, I will say, if you haven't checked these brothers out, Waving the Red Flag podcast is great. They are 3 very talented brothers. 3 very, very talented brothers who I think they're doing good things. So look, Trimble does said, like, Rob don't make predictions. Exactly. And honestly, and this is no shade on Rob. Rob guesses too. He makes guesses just like everybody else. And he's not even always right. I'm not always right. It's a thing. It's how I give you the value. It's how I can justify talking about something. And for that long is to give you more than just the book itself. So there you go. But anyway, I will say, yeah, go check them out. Waving the Red Flag. I'll be on there. I'm pretty sure the video will probably be up sometime this week. Or at some point after that. I'll give you more information once I have it. Patreon content, I'm gonna come back and try and finish up the Captain Marvelous that we started. I didn't think it would go to 2 parts, but looks like it will. We will be going to 2 parts on that one. And one of the next ones we're going to do is you guys are going to get to watch me design the Blerd Without Fear Was Right t-shirt. Y'all probably saw me post the preliminary sketch. We're going to come back and do that and add to it. But either way, I think that is it. That is it for the show, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for all the love, the chats, the lurkers, the super chatters, Blerd Cohen citizens, people who are in the Discord, Earth's Mighty subscribers, Earth's Mightiest listeners, Earth's Mightiest patrons, Blerd Club peoples, all of you. Thank you so much for your love, your support, everything you do for this channel. We will see y'all next time for Carter Presents. I am the Blerd Without Fear. And Anissa, you can go to hell.